Sports Network and Play Fly Sports. Auburn baseball is on the air. Exclusive game day coverage begins with the leadoff show. Now, let's go out to the ballpark.
Game one of the Super Regional was a thrilling win for Coastal Carolina and a heartbreaker for Auburn. The Tigers had the game-winning run at second in the ninth, the tying run at second in the 10th, but both runners were doubled up, and the Chanticleers emerged with a one-run win. To get to a winner-take-all game tomorrow, Auburn will have to win against a starter who doesn't have a loss in 11 decisions this season. Good afternoon, and War Eagle from Sanford Stadium, Hitchcock Field at Plainsman Park. With Brad Law, I'm Andy Burcham. Auburn trailed 6-1 heading into the bottom of the fourth last night. Systematically, the Tigers fought back and tied the game in the eighth on a two-out homer by Eric Snow. Carson Myers and Griffin Graves were nearly unhittable in relief. Auburn had runners at first and second with no one out of the ninth, but couldn't push the winning run home. And Caden Bodine hit his second home run in the 10th. Ryan Lynch worked out of a jam in the bottom of the inning to pick up his team-leading 8th save. Today, Auburn goes with Andreas Alvarez, freshman right-hander, 3-1 with an earned run average of 5.27. He started tonight's to win in the regional championship against North Carolina State. Coastal Carolina counters with its ace. Redshirt sophomore Jacob Morrison is 11-0 with an earned run average of 2.19. In his last start, Morrison went 5 innings against East Carolina, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits in a blowout win for the Chanticleers. Coastal Carolina has not lost a game that Morrison has started since March 4th against North Carolina. When we return, the Butch Thompson pregame report. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Check out the Talking Tigers podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. The Talking Tigers podcast is a series of one-on-one interviews hosted by the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham. Each week, Andy is joined by a featured guest with Auburn ties from athletics, entertainment, and other walks of life. Past legends and present trailblazers, insightful and entertaining. It's the Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham. Like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts today.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Game day coverage of Auburn baseball continues now with our exclusive pregame conversation with head coach Butch Thompson.
A very tough one last night, but another opportunity here today against one of the best starting pitchers in the country.
No doubt about it. We saw 2 big bullets last night from them, the righty, the starter, Fluky, and then Carbone, the lefty, and got down. They hit the home run last night that made a difference ultimately probably in the ball game, but our guys have been resilient all year. You don't take a lot of solace after a loss this time of the year for sure, but our guys battled back and got to the 9th inning with one single away from winning a baseball game after going down 6-1. So we'll need that same resilience today with a little better execution.
And you face Morrison, who's 11-0. They've only lost one game in which he started. and that was against North Carolina back in early March. Big right-hander, and simply put, just one of the best that you'll face all season.
Yeah, and just similar to last night. And, I thought we were competitive. We needed a 2-out hit there early and didn't get it. They had the one big inning in the ball game. But, again, you could just tell we were competing by scoring 4 straight innings there in the second half of the game to get us back. And we just can't let them get settled. If you really want to get back into this, the best way to win this series is to even the series, and we've got to take him out and get a lead early. That's plan A. We'll take how this thing plays out and keep competing. But if we can shorten his outing or never let him get settled, there's no doubt the 3 or 4 most vulnerable moments for starting pitchers at the beginning is one of them. And we have absolutely got to do that. And then I think that changes their whole plan. We have to apply some force early. They applied more force with a couple more big swings, especially early to the middle part of the game. And we were fighting, but it seemed like they applied a little more force, and we tried to compete, to battle, and we did. But we need to bring the force today and try to find a way to even this series and get them not to dump guys in the ball game here with a lead.
Before the weather last night, there were 7,800 in and around this ballpark. And then those folks that stayed for the end of that one were fully engaged throughout that one last night.
They were spirited. I told the team today, and especially after the rain delay, these people fought and helped us get back in the ball game. There's no doubt. And there's 300 schools, and now we're one of those with an opportunity, and most of those don't have one to, like, if you want to go to advance and you want a chance to go to the Elite 8 out of the Sweet 16, and if you want to go to Omaha, you've got to win 2 games at home. I think every program at the start of the year, they'd probably take that deal. And that's what I'm trying to get these guys' mindset wrapped around, of trying to find a way today to extend it.
Turn it over to Andres Alvarez, and his last start for you was a dandy on Sunday. That game 3 win in the regional, that win against North Carolina State.
Yep, it was incredible. Needing to pick up where he left off, and we need Cade Fischer to back him up just like he did last weekend. I hope those guys can do a line share. We've asked so much of Sam Dutton and Ryan Hetzler. We wouldn't be here without them. And, now, Griffin Graves stepped into a role for 3 innings for us last night. It was incredible. Usually our long reliever there, Myers, got affected by the weather delay after throwing 30 pitches or so. And Graves did a great job. And, Dutton and Hetzler, I mentioned, done a phenomenal job for us all year. We probably need some guys to step into that space now. They don't look as fresh, and that happens over the course of the season. But somebody like Graves to step up today for us is required. But that's all part of being a team, and that's where some of these amazing special things can happen this time of year.
With the season on the line today, is your message to your ball club any different today?
I don't think so. I just, even the series, that's our goal. And at home, this crowd will continue to will us. We got everything but the result last night. I'm sitting there. It's hard to sleep. That's a pretty short turnaround. Getting my foot went into bed and head on the pill at 2:30, and then, having to be back up here pretty early this morning, and, bunt or not bunt. And I thought the base running was kind of a challenge, but I'm supposed to put them in the best positions possible. Graves threw great right there, and he also threw Tuesday. We're with them every day, and very comfortable how we manage a team. I just didn't think it happened. Just the randomness of baseball of, like, we needed another foot or 2. It's not expected to get back-to-back innings of diving double plays and, converting a double play there. But little things like that, I told them example. We just got to settle and get back to our game. And probably the biggest technique thing is, we got to make sure we do a good job of, like, we don't talk freeze on line drive. We talk step back on the line drive. And, we got caught couple of times, and this is one of the best catchers in America. He showed that last night, and you can't find a great team without really good catching, and that's a huge piece of Coastal's team. I think of the last dirt ball when Rembert got thrown out at second. I mean, it was like the ball's in the dirt and it just goes in his glove on a backhand pick, and I just, we need some of those things maybe to fall our way to even this series today, but we need to be sound, whether it's the last game of the World Series, or it's a super regional, or it's a game in the middle of March. You're just trying to get to your best consistent game, and and we'll try to do that today.
I mentioned this to you yesterday when I got to the ballpark. There were folks already lined up to get to the Tiger Terrace. There were more folks lined up waiting to get into that Tiger Terrace. You're playing this ball game with a season on the line, and you're playing it here at Plainsman Park.
It's special. It's what you dream of, how you design it, and yeah, we've had pregame meal, walk back across the street, and there's a whole line of people sitting waiting to come in the ballpark. So these guys know it, and this is an amazing feeling at the ballpark. It's just fever pitch. It'll help us in the future, but I sure hope it helps us today.
I wish you all the best today. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn Baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
Yellowwood knows that a five-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like roasting marshmallows on a cool fall night. That's it. Turn it nice and slow. Get it toasted all. Oh, no, it's on fire. Oh, you want it on fire. Okay, that's a choice, I guess. Crunchy. For five-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
The passion, the tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
The starting lineups are presented by Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Just about ready to go at Plainsman Park. Auburn is the visiting team today. We'll always start with Coastal Carolina, though, and here's the lineup for the Chanticleers. It's Caden Bodine, the catcher, in the leadoff spot again. Sebastian Alexander in left field hitting second. And batting third and playing second base, it's Blake Barthol. Walker Mitchell is the third baseman. He's batting cleanup. Hitting fifth and playing first base, it's Colby Thorndike. Blajan Pato, after a 2-homer, 4 RBI game last night, he's batting sixth and playing right field. Ty Dooley, the shortstop, hits seventh. Hitting eighth, the DH, Ty Barango. And Wells Sykes is the center fielder, rounding out the order. Again, for Coastal Carolina, it's Bodine, Alexander, Barthol, Mitchell, Thorndike, Pato, Dooley, Barango, and Sykes. And now for your Auburn Tigers, 41-19 on the season, a familiar lineup of late. Second baseman Chris Rembert at the top of the order. Batting second in left field, Bub Terrell. And hitting third, the right fielder, Ike Irish. Cooper McMurray, first baseman, the cleanup hitter. Batting fifth, the DH, Lucas Steele. Eric Snow plays third base and bats sixth. Bristol Carter plays center field and bats seventh. Hitting eighth and catching is Chase Freilich. And Derek Fabian, again at shortstop, rounds out the order. Again, for the Tigers, it is Rembert, Terrell, Irish, McMurray, Steele, Snow, Carter, Freilich, and Fabian. It's a hot day. The sun is shining. We are getting ready for baseball as Auburn tries to extend its season and even up this super regional with Coastal Carolina. Tigers come to bat for the first time against their ace, Jacob Morrison, 11-0 with a 2.19 ERA. Give it the rest of his numbers when we come back to Plainsman Park. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Check out the new look at auburntigers.com. Read the latest feature stories. Get critical game day information and graphics. Search videos and audio. Find out how to get connected by digital and social media or by joining Tigers Unlimited. Shop the AU Photo Store or buy your tickets to the next event on the athletics calendar. AuburnTigers.com, the official website of Auburn Athletics.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
Don't stop planning for your future. Don't stop investing in your kids' education. Don't stop dreaming of that new home. And don't stop growing your business. Whatever you're passionate or dreaming about, don't stop. Because when you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Speak with a Trustmark associate today for advice on achieving your goals. Trustmark. People you trust. Advice that works. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legends, the places, the faces, and moments.
And he's going for it. It's a touchdown!
We've seen the confetti fall again and again. We're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
Exclusive play-by-play coverage of Auburn baseball is brought to you by Alabama Power, proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers. Alabama Power, power for a better Alabama. And by Cook's Pest Control, keeping your home and business safe from pests and termites since 1928.
They are jam-packed into Plainsman Park for Auburn and Coastal Carolina. Must-win game for the Tigers. For the Chanticleers, it's a chance to clinch a trip to Omaha for the first time since they won it all in 2016. Let's set the defense for Coastal Carolina as they get ready to take the field in their teal jerseys. It'll be Sebastian Alexander in left, Wells Sykes in center, Blajan Pato in right field. Along the infield, first to third, it's Colby Thorndike, Blake Barthol, Ty Dooley, and Walker Mitchell. Same lineup as last night. Caden Bodine does the catching, and Jacob Morrison is the pitcher. Before we tell you more about him, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Morrison is from Flushing, Michigan. He's a redshirt sophomore. He did not pitch last year. He redshirted last year, and he has been wildly effective this season. 6'8", 245, redshirt sophomore right-hander. He is 11-0. 11-0 with a 219 earned run average. 15 starts, 1 relief appearance, 90 and a third innings, 62 hits, 22 earned runs, 19 walks, and 89 strikeouts. He's hit 4 batters, thrown 4 wild pitches. Teams are batting 191 against Jacob Morrison. Fastball, low to mid-90s. He's got a cutter as well, about 10 miles an hour below that. He'll also show a changeup and a curveball. Lefties are hitting 244 against Morrison. Right-handers just 157. As Coastal Carolina takes the field, Morrison gets to showcase what he can do first. His last time out in the regional against East Carolina, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. It was the most hits he had given up all year long, and the fewest walks he had allowed since April 4th. So we'll see if he's giving Auburn plenty of pitches to hit here this afternoon. Rembert, Terrell, and Irish try to get it going. Auburn had a productive first inning last night against Fluky. They'll try to have an even more productive first inning against a guy who has not given up very much this year in Jacob Morrison. Always a delight, always a pleasure to get to turn it over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, to get you going here on a sunny Saturday at Plainsman Park.
All right, Brad, thank you very much. First pitch weather forecast brought to you by Blue Moon. Everything becomes brighter every sip of their Belgian-style wheat ale crafted with Valencia orange peel and coriander. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Blue Moon Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. At game time, 88 degrees, a heat index of 96 here today. Wind out of the west at 10 miles an hour. And partly sunny skies overhead. Tigers in the road grays today with the blue numerals lettering on the front and the back, the orange numerals on the front. Blue ball caps, the orange AU across the front. White trousers, the teal jerseys for the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina with the dark ball cap and the teal bill. The umpires today, Joe Burleson behind the plate, Jeff Gosney at first, Seth Buckminster is at second, and Joshua Shepis is down at third. This is a must-win for Auburn to get to a winner-take-all tomorrow, and to do that, Auburn's got to get a win against a guy that has not pitched in a loss this season since March 9th. And even in that game, he did not take the decision in that loss to North Carolina. So an uphill climb for Auburn to be sure. And Chris Rembert will lead it off after going 2 for 3 last night with an RBI for the Tigers. Third baseman Mitchell plays up even with the bag. And the first pitch from Morrison is upstairs for ball one. Rembert, Terrell, and Irish for Auburn Tigers, the road team, the visiting team here in this second game. 1-0. Rembert takes it low, ball two.
See right away from Morrison's delivery. He hides the ball well. He's almost bringing it back from right behind his head.
At 6'8", 245. Swing and a foul back by Rembert. 92 on the fastball from the right-hander, Jacob Morrison.
His last start against East Carolina, he went to a 3-ball count to the first batter of the game. Didn't have another one the rest of the start.
2-1. Chopper foul by Rembert on the off-speed pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infield backs up now with 2 strikes to Rembert. 2-2 pitch. Reaches out and spoils the pitch and fouls it back. Over 7,800 here last night. And another packed house here for today. In and around this beautiful ballpark. Here's the 2-2 to Rembert. Just missed upstairs.
Morrison thought he had the strikeout. He was walking off the mound.
Full count to Rembert. Terrell and Irish to follow here in the first. The 3-2 pitch. Rembert chops it left side. Third baseman goes to a knee. Throws to first. And he is out. Good job by Thorndike to stay somehow on the bag at first base.
Yeah, and a nice play by Mitchell to maintain his composure. They had a couple of throwing errors in last night's game. To get to that ball one, going down to the dirt to get it. And the throw wasn't great, but Thorndike was able to complete it.
He came off the bag. He got his foot back to the bag in time to get Rembert at first. 1 out. Here's Terrell. Bub 0 for 4 in last night's game, batting .303, 9 homers, and 41 runs batted in. The pitch. Bub swings and misses at the off-speed pitch, 0-1. Bub was 0 for 4, a couple strikeouts and a couple groundouts to the pitcher. Now the 0-1. It misses low, a ball and a strike. Boy, if any indication, these first 2 at-bats, it is a tiny strike zone with Joe Burleson behind the plate. The right-hander winds and fires. Terrell swings and lifts it out of play off the left side. The ball and 2 strikes.
Morrison works quickly, and Auburn's 2-strike hitting is going to be key today. It usually is, but especially today. A guy who throws a bunch of strikes and gets ahead in the count frequently. Just doesn't throw a lot outside the strike zone.
Now the 1-2 to Bub. High and outside. 2-2. Terrell looking for his first hit of the Super Regional. Left-handed hitter against the right-hander Morrison. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him on the curve. 2 down.
Just a tremendous vertical curveball. 12-6er. Coming from a 6'8" right-hander. That's tough.
Just the kind of start that Morrison's looking for. Now he gets Irish with 2 outs in the top of the first.
Wonder if these guys saw each other at all in high school. Flushing and Hudsonville about an hour and 45 minutes apart.
First pitch. Drops in for a strike to Ike Irish. 2 for 4 last night with his 19th home run of the season. He bounced with 2 outs and nobody on here in the Auburn first. 0-1 pitch. Just missed inside. The ball and a strike.
Very tight zone to start things today.
2 outs and nobody on for Auburn in the first. 1-1 the count to Irish. The big right-hander, Morrison, gets his sign and fires. Irish fouled it back on the off-speed pitch, a ball and 2 strikes.
He's getting really good break on that curveball so far. We've seen that 5 or 6 times here in his first 15 pitches.
Outfield plays around to the left side, especially in center, and they play deep with Irish at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes the pitch. This down and in, 2-2. Went to 3-2 on Rembert, got him. Went to 2-2 on Terrell, struck him out. Now 2-2 to Irish, the pitch. Just inside, full count. Full count to Irish. Wind in the full count pitch. Ike swings and tops it foul on a hop into the Chanticleer's dugout.
Tried to get him on the curveball the way he got Terrell. Irish was able to get a piece of it. Play him to go the other way in center. A lot of room in the right center field gap.
Another 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Irish is aboard with a 2-out walk.
Make a note of that. He walks 1 every about 4.5 innings.
Just the 20th walk of this season for Morrison. And here's Cooper McMurray. Coop was 2 for 4 last night with a run batted in. He drove in the Auburn run in the first inning. Irish with the lead at first. He's there with 2 outs. Here's the stretch of the pitch. McMurray chops it foul. Outfield straightaway and deep with McMurray at the plate. Irish at first. He's there with 2 outs. Stretch by Morrison. And the pitch. High, ball 1.
Try to get him to go after a fastball up. If Auburn is swinging at the fastball up, then that curveball becomes more of a weapon.
A ball and to strike the count to Cooper McMurray. Here's the 1-1. Cooper pops it up, foul left side. That'll get out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. He's gone to a 2-strike count to every hitter in this inning. Has gone at least to a 2-2 count. Everybody so far other than McMurray. A ball and 2 strikes to Cooper. Irish at first, 2 outs. Ike gets out to his lead. 1-2 pitch. Ball too high. We welcome those of you listening on the NCAA Baseball Regional Rundown and the Varsity Network app. If you'd like to listen to our full broadcast in the entirety, download the Auburn Game Day app. Every Auburn Sports Network broadcast available on the Auburn Tigers app. Here's the 2-2 pitch to McMurray on the way. Tried to hold up. He did not, according to the home plate umpire. And Morrison strikes him out. And the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left for Auburn. Coastal Carolina comes to the plate in the bottom of the first. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
Auburn family, join us in welcoming head coach Larry Vickers to the Plains as he leads your Tigers into a new era of Auburn women's basketball. This past season alone, Vickers led his team to a perfect conference record and a program record of 30 wins en route to their third straight conference title. As head coach, Larry Vickers brings championship pedigree to the Plains. You'll want to lock in your season tickets early for this new era of Auburn women's basketball. Head to aubtix.com. We'll see you in Neville Arena and War Eagle.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagle.
A 2-out walk, nothing else for Auburn in the top of the first. So we see Andreas Alvarez this afternoon take the hill. Defense behind him, Bub Terrell in left, Bristol Carter in center, Ike Irish in right. Infield first to third, Cooper McMurray, Chris Rembert, Derek Fabian, and Eric Snow. Chase Fralick steady behind the plate. And Alvarez ready to go on 5 days rest. Freshman from Seminole, Florida, 5'10", 192. He's 3-1 in 13 appearances, 8 of them starts. 5.27 earned run average in his freshman year, 41 innings, 43 hits, 24 earned runs, 16 walks, 33 strikeouts. Teams are batting .272 against Andreas Alvarez. 5 magnificent innings against NC State a week ago in the regional clincher for the Tigers. That was on Sunday, and now he's back on a Saturday afternoon to try to limit Coastal Carolina.
Caden Bodine, one of the heroes last night for Coastal Carolina, hit 2 home runs, including the game winner in the 10th. He also threw out 2 runners on the base paths. Pitch on the way. Line drive, caught nicely by Snow on the left side of the Auburn infield for the first out of the inning.
Quick feet, easy after a game last night to have dead legs and heavy feet, and that's just, you didn't see it there. Snow with quick reflexes. Bodine ready to swing away, and Snow was there to make the catch.
One down for Sebastian Alexander. The quick-footed left fielder, batting .311 this season with 10 homers, 53 runs batted in, and the team leading 27 stolen bases. He squares, bunts it, third base side. Going to be a very tough play. Snow infields, throws, got him at first, 2 down.
He had to call off Alvarez there. Snow had to be assertive to call off the Auburn pitcher. And just a strong throw from third. Snow, since Guevara left the game during the regional, Snow has made several really strong plays defensively.
And 2 to start this game.
That's right.
2 down for Blake Barthol. 2 for 5 last night with a run scored for the second baseman, left-handed hitter. A team leading 12 homers, second on the ball club with 50 runs batted in. The first pitch, the first one that Coastal has taken in this inning. It misses low, 1-0. 2 outs and nobody on for the Chanticleers. Alvarez, the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball at 93, 1-1.
Well, if the strike zone stays as tight as we've seen through an inning, through 5 outs, it doesn't benefit the pitchers.
No. A ball and a strike to Barthol. Here is the pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Rembert gobbles it up and throws to first, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Andreas Alvarez in the bottom half of the first. No score through 1 at Plainsman Park as Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
I like what I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games all on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Atmore is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Atmore. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, it's Auburn baseball season again, and if you want to hit your next big event out of the park, then get Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Auburn to help with all of your catering needs. From team parties to tailgating or any big event you may have, Baumhauer's always hits a home run by making sure all of your logistics are covered, and you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the big game. And if you need a place to host your party, come try Baumhauer's new covered patio. Give us a call to book your big event today. Baumhauer's Victory Grill, 2353 Bent Creek Road in Auburn. War Eagles.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
Today's second inning brought to you by Southern Union. There's a new path to the Plains, and it runs through Southern Union State Community College. Move seamlessly to Auburn to complete a bachelor's degree in selected programs by taking courses at Southern Union and Auburn concurrently, all at Southern Union's tuition rates. Let Southern Union put you on a path to the Plains. Top half of the second, Steele, Snow, and Carter for Auburn. Against the right-hander, Jacob Morrison. 24 pitches for Morrison in the first. He worked around a 2-out walk. Steele 1 for 5 last night with an RBI. Bats left-handed against the big right-hander, Jacob Morrison in the pitch. Steele swings and drives one into left. Long run, Alexander comes near the line and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. One down, and that brings Snow to the plate. 2 for 4 last night, including his 8th home run of the season. It tied the game in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs.
It's a 24-pitch first inning for Morrison. See if Snow is up there taking a couple.
He is, at least the first pitch, and it misses high with the fastball at 95. Excuse me, that was the cutter at 85. They guard the line at third. The 1-0 to Eric. Tried to hold up on a slider. He did not. A ball and a strike.
Well, he's mad at himself, too. All about where to see the ball. If you see it start at the knees, chances are it's diving down.
A ball and a strike to Snow. Morrison the pitch. Eric swings and misses. Came up empty on a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. 1-2. 1 out, nobody on for Auburn. We're in the top of the second. No score between the Tigers and the Chanticleers. 1-2 pitch. Snow fouls it back here off the screen.
Tried to lift that fastball a little, elevated in the zone. Snow was able to foul it off. Thrown him 2 or 3 fastballs in a row now. See if he's changing it up, trying to get him to flail at 1 low again.
1 ball and 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Snow reaches out, fouls it off the right side, out of play.
That looked like the slider. He didn't get it as low as he wanted to get it, though.
Third baseman Mitchell, 2 or 3 steps off the third baseline. Big hole on the left side of the infield for Eric Snow. Here's the 1-2. Tried to pull it, did, but foul. Carl Nonemaker with the play. Andrew Dutton, first base coach for the Tigers. Nonny down at third. The signs come from Gabe Gross from the dugout this season. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Miss low and away. Count goes even, 2-2.
Had 7 more pitches in this at bat. We continue to play the long game here with this guy. Raise that pitch count.
Now the 2-2 to Snow. Ball 3 outside.
And already 3 3-ball counts to the first 6 batters for Auburn. Very different from last week's outing against East Carolina.
He walked Irish with 2 outs in the first. It's gone to a 3-2 count with 1 out to Eric Snow here. Here comes the pitch. He walked it. Missed low. Snow aboard with a 1-out walk. Second walk of the game for Morrison.
He walked 2 against Marshall 2 weeks ago, 2 against Old Dominion the week before that. He hasn't done it much, though, as we said. That's now just 21 walks on the year.
There's Bristol Carter.
His season high is 3 against North Carolina.
That was a game that Coastal Carolina lost. He did not figure in the decision.
No.
That was back in early March. Good lead for Snow at first. Here's the pitch. Bristol goes after a high fastball and came up empty. The third baseman, Mitchell, playing even with the bag. Now a step or two back, and he backs up even more. 0-1 to Carter. Swing, drive into right. Room for Pago. Comes in, makes the catch. 2 down in the inning.
Saw a lot of fly balls to right last night from Auburn.
When Coastal Carolina was in a groove pitching-wise last night, there were just a lot of fly ball outs from Auburn.
Yeah.
And not a lot of deep fly balls either. All right, here's Freilich. He was the last one to bat last night. Ground hit into a line-out double play to end the ball game. Hit the ball hard, but right at, well, not right at, Barthol to his right with a dive and then flipped to second, covering. Pitch. Strike call.
Well, the 2 batters that have gone up there swinging early this inning have flied out. Snow took a couple first and wound up working a walk. Fouled off a couple before that.
He is at first with 2 down. 0-1 the count to Freilich. Here comes the pitch. Strike 2.
Back-to-back curveballs. And now a lot of options. Smart by Freilich just to step out for a beat.
No balls and 2 strikes to the Auburn freshman catcher. Snow with his lead at first. He's there with 2 outs. Stretching the pitch. Swing, drive. Down the right field line. That's trouble. That's going to get down. And Snow is around third. He's going to try to score. Here comes the throw. There is no throw. He scores. With 2 outs, he was running with the ping of the bat. The ball wasn't deep at all. It was just so far away from the right fielder, Pago, that he couldn't get to the ball. And the ball, did it just plug?
Yes, exactly. He looked like he was dropping a 5-iron in. Maybe a pitching wedge.
There you go. Nicely done. And Snow scored from first. The throw was cut off, and they didn't even relay it home.
Pretty nonchalant by Coastal Carolina, frankly.
1-0 Auburn. And here is Fabian with a runner at first. Stretch by Morrison. Here comes the pitch. Missed the outside corner. Pago had such a long way to go just to get to that ball, and it didn't bounce. And Snow, off with 2 outs, was able to score from first, and Auburn leads 1-0. Now the 1-0. Fabian got a good cut at that one, and he fouled it back. He's been sitting on 5 homers forever. He has battled a bad thumb on his right hand that has affected him in the batter's box, not necessarily throwing the baseball.
Right. Yeah, his first couple of games after that, he bunted about half the time.
A ball and a strike to Fabian. Stretching the pitch. He shows bunt. Pops it up right to the pitcher. And the inning comes to a close. A run on the first hit of the day. We go to the bottom half of the second. Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina 0. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
For 70 years, Max Credit Union has been more than just a financial institution. We've been a part of your community, your milestones, your dreams. At Max, you're not just a customer. You're a member, a neighbor, a friend. So as we celebrate 70 years of trust, service, and financial growth, we want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing Max, and thank you for letting us be a part of your journey. Max Credit Union, 70 years strong and just getting started. Federally insured by NCUA.
Big eating in Auburn and Opelika means Big Mike Steakhouse. Famous for high-quality steaks cooked to perfection on an open-fire grill served in a relaxed, rustic atmosphere. It's happy hour at Big Mike's every Wednesday and Thursday from 4 to 6 and half off select appetizers, draft beer, and well drinks. And don't forget, a Big Mike's gift card will always be the perfect gift for Big City Steak in your hometown. It's Big Mike's Steakhouse in Auburn at Shigjord Parkway and Wire Road.
Four, 5, and 6 hitters for Coastal Carolina in the bottom of the second. Auburn on top 1-0 on a 2-out single down the right field line by Freilich. And Snow was able to score from first on the play. Auburn takes advantage of a freebie in that inning, a one-out walk to Snow, and he came home to score on that single down the right field line. Not hit very far.
Yeah,
it's just that Pato had such a long way to go to get to the ball.
And we talk about Chase's tennis background. It just looked like a drop shot down the right field line, like he was at Roland Garros.
As Walker Mitchell laid it off 0 for 4 last night. Thorndike and Pato here in the second. Only 5 pitches in the first inning for Alvarez. Pitch to Mitchell. Strike.
Okay.
And that gets a little reaction from the Coastal Carolina dugout.
Yeah. I can't say that I blame him.
0-1 pitch. Misses upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Mitchell. Batting .276. 4 homers and 41 runs batted in. Alvarez staked to a 1-0 lead. He winds and fires. Line drive. Oh, what a catch on the backhand by Snow at third. In the air, backhand stab, 1 out. Our defensive play of the game presented by Cook's Pest Control. Don't forget to add pest control to your lineup. From keeping mosquitoes away to protecting against termites and clearing cobwebs, spring cleaning isn't done until you call Cook's Pest Control.
He just continues to step up in the absence of Guevara at third defensively. Snow filling the shoes well.
Here's Colby Thorndike, the first baseman. First pitch, drops low for ball 1. 1 for 5 with a run scored last night. Batting .314, 4 homers, 40 runs batted in for the left-handed hitting first baseman. Now the 1-0. Outside, 2-0 the count. Delivery to Thorndike. Outside, knocked the glove off the catcher. 3 balls and no strikes to Thorndike, with Blagin and Pato waiting on deck. .3-0 pitch to Thorndike. Strike 1. .3-1 from Alvarez. The pitch. He walked it. Missed down and in, and that brings up Pato.
Thorndike went up there taking the first couple and got ahead in the count. Easier to be patient in that spot. A lot of early contact. First 4 batters were 3 pitches or fewer for Alvarez.
And here's Blagin Pato. 2 for 5 last night. A couple runs scored. He hit 2 home runs, drove in 4. His 3-run homer, one of the big blows in the ball game. It came in the 4th. Right-handed hitter against the right-hander Alvarez. Thorndike, 7 stolen bases, gets his lead. The pitch to Pato. Strike called on the outside corner. Alvarez glances over his shoulder at first, comes set, and a throw over. Soft toss over there, and Thorndike is back. Coastal Carolina, 106 of 135 stealing. 0 of 1 in the series. Alvarez stretches. Here's the 0-1. Pato swings and misses on a pitch that was never a strike.
No, but because the first pitch was so perfectly placed, a fastball at the knees outside corner, he got him to lunge after that one.
0-2 to Pato. Thorndike gets his lead at first. Drake comes set in the pitch. Got him swinging. Elevated a fastball on the outside corner. First strikeout of the day for Andreas Alvarez. K-Counter is presented by Kia of Auburn, where you're always number 1, 2 down.
Not a lot better sequences you'll find than that. Fastball outside corner, slider away, fastball up. Well located.
And here's Ty Dooley, the shortstop. MOP of last week's regional in Conway. Left-handed hitting shortstop and a throw over. And Thorndike is back. Auburn didn't have many pickoffs this season, but Alvarez has one of those. And it came early last weekend in that win over North Carolina State in the regional. First pitch to Dooley. Strike call in the outside corner. Dooley 0 for 4 last night, batting .299 with 6 homers, 36 runs batted in. Thorndike at first with 2 down. Alvarez off the stretch. And the 0-1. It drops low, a ball and a strike.
Dooley with 40 strikeouts. A 10th of those were in last night's game.
Thorndike gets his lead at first. 1-1 the count to Dooley. Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Off-speed delivery. One nothing Auburn. Alvarez trying to put up a 0 here in the bottom of the second. And he's ahead of Ty Dooley, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Lifted out of play. Good job to spoil the pitch. A ball and 2 strikes to Dooley.
That was a good pitch, up and away. He stayed away from the lefty pretty much this entire at bat.
Thorndike at first. He's there with 2 outs. Here's the 1-2 to Dooley. Ground ball up the middle. Fabian takes it to the bag himself. And the inning comes to a close. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left. We're through 2 in this second game of the Auburn Super Regional. Tigers lead Coastal Carolina 1-0. And Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
You've created a comfortable home office. Now let Carrier provide the cash bonus. For a limited time, you can claim up to $1,550 in cool cash rebates on a qualified Carrier home comfort system. There's never been a better time to upgrade to year-round premium comfort and energy savings. Carrier, turn to the experts.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoTigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
This is Auburn baseball in the Super Regionals at Plainsman Park. Now back to the Tigers and Chanticleers.
We move to the top of the third. Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina 0. Third inning, of course, brought to you by the Vance Law Firm. Their phone number, easy to remember, friends. They say dial 3 for me, 334-333-3333. Brad Law, I'm Andy Burcham, Jacob Hillman. And our booth today is our booth producer, Quinn Brackeen, in our studio out in Phoenix. And we see some guys heading out to the bullpen for Coastal Carolina. Morrison has thrown 42 pitches. He gets the top of the order for Auburn in the third. The pitch, Rembert, takes a strike. Chris grounded out on a good play by the third baseman, Mitchell, to open this game. 0-1 pitch. Miss low. 44 pitches right now for Morrison. He's given up a run on a hit. 1-1 pitch. Rembert laid off the off-speed delivery. Thank you. 2 balls and a strike.
And Auburn's patience was a big key the first time through the order. He went to 3 3-ball counts, and on 2 of them, he walked the Auburn batter.
2-1 pitch to Rembert. Miss low. Bodine tried to bring it up to no avail. 3 balls and a strike to Chris. 1-0 Auburn on top. We're in the top of the third. The 3-1 to Rembert. Ground ball to the shortstop. Backhand stab. He throws to first for the out.
That's another well-struck ball by Rembert. Hard to fault these swings. He got a hitter's count, something he thought he could pull over to the left side, and he did, but right at the shortstop.
Brings Bub Terrell to the plate. Strikeout in the first. He's 0 for 5 on the weekend with 3 strikeouts. Left-handed hitter against the right-handed sophomore, Morrison. Pitch on the way to Bub. Swing and a miss. He was behind the fastball.
That was at 91. away from Terrell.
1 out, nobody on for Auburn in the top of the third. 1-0 or 0-1 to Terrell. Ooh, in there for strike 2.
First time he's gotten one that low for a strike.
Terrell behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Morrison, the wind and the pitch. Bub takes it just inside, maybe a little bit down, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch. Right down the middle for strike 3. Second strikeout for Morrison. They both come against Terrell. And there's quickly 2 down for Auburn here in the third as Irish comes to the plate. Ike is 2 for 4 on the weekend. With a home run last night, he walked but was stranded in the first. And like the first, after a ground out and a strikeout, he bats with 2 outs here. Pitch on the way to Irish. Ground ball to the right side. It's through for a base hit. Bouncing ball past Barthol and into right field. Second hit of the day for Auburn. And Irish is aboard for the second time with 2 outs in an inning. And it brings Cooper McMurray to the plate.
He is now 10 for 19 in the postseason, Ike Irish.
And he's at first with 2 outs. McMurray a strikeout in the first. Morrison off the stretch. And the pitch. Ball 1 high.
Understand number 18, Hayden Johnson, a lefty, warming up for Coastal Carolina in their pen. 53 pitches for Morrison.
On a warm day.
1-0
pitch to Cooper McMurray. Here it is. Ball 2 high and outside. A runner at first, 2 down for Auburn, top of the third. Tigers lead 1-0 against Coastal Carolina. 2-0 the count to McMurray. Stretch and the pitch. Got the corner. Ooh. And the high strike, 2-1.
Well, you establish the tight strike zone that Joe Burleson has established through the first 2 innings. You're going to get both sides groaning a little bit with anything close.
Timeout call. Lucas Steele lost his bat on deck. How many times have you seen that this season?
I was just going to say, I haven't seen a lot of on-deck guys lose the bat.
Yeah. He'll spray down his gloves right now.
He's got that Eric Guevara back grip going over
exactly. there. 2 balls and a strike to McMurray. Irish with the lead at first base. He's there with 2 down. Here comes the pitch. McMurray got a good cut, but fouled it back on a fastball at 93, 2-2.
Also, number 21, Jackson Appleman is getting loose. So Chanticleers have a couple of guys loosening in their bullpen.
2-2 the count to McMurray. Irish edges away a little bit more at first base. He's there with 2 outs. Stretch. Here comes the pitch. McMurray fouled back a fastball at 94.
Would you consider starting Irish with 2 outs this deep in the count?
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Tough to run on this guy.
Yep.
Talking about Caden Bodine behind the plate.
Threw out 2 yesterday.
Irish leads from first, another 2-2. McMurray took it high. It was off speed. The count is full, and Ike will be off with this pitch. Outfield plays straight away and deep. And Irish will get an early start. They don't hold him on at first base. Here comes the 3-2 pitch to McMurray on the way. Strike 3. Took a pitch that was right down the middle. I think he was looking fastball. No runs on a hit, no errors. A man left for Auburn. We go to the bottom of the third at Plainsman Park. Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina 0. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Here's a clip from a recent Talking Tigers podcast with Andy Burcham.
Auburn women's call from Megan Schofield on winning the Leah Rawls-Atkins Award.
It has a lot to do with in the classroom, and I think just like leadership and
kind of being like an Auburn man or woman. That was my interpretation of it. Just really like exemplifying and like being your best version of yourself for your school. And I felt like I really tried to do that in my 5 years at Auburn, and not because I wanted to win awards. It's just really easy to do that for Auburn. I feel like Auburn gives you so much, and they provided so much for me. I mean, I'm still living here. I really think I could live here for the rest of my life. We just really love it here, and it was a pretty easy thing to do.
A new episode of the Talking Tigers podcast is released every Monday, wherever you listen to podcasts. Like and subscribe to the Talking Tigers podcast, only from the Auburn Sports Network.
Eight, 9, and 1 hitters for Coastal Carolina in the third. Auburn leads the Chanticleers 1-0. It's a full day of baseball in the Super Regionals. Arizona trying to stay alive at the Super Regional in Chapel Hill and leads North Carolina 10-8. That game is in the top of the ninth.
Yeah.
Tar Heels are the visiting squad in this one. Duke on top of Murray State 7-2, top half of the seventh in Durham. LSU 3, West Virginia 1. That's the first game of the Super Regional in Baton Rouge. Miami extends the Super Regional at Louisville to a game 3 tomorrow with a 9-6 win today against the Cardinals. That's the one final today. All right, Ty Barango will lead it off. Wells Sykes in the top of the order, Caden Bodine to face the Auburn right-hander Andres Alvarez. First pitch, curveball is in there for a strike. 22nd pitch thrown by the Auburn freshman. Barango 0 for 2 last night, lifted for a pinch hitter late. 0-1 pitch. Off speed, strike 2.
Back-to-back breaking balls started in, broke over that inside corner. We'll slide her away, try to make him chase.
Alvarez, the 0-2 pitch on the way. Missed the fastball off the outside edge. Didn't miss by much. 0-2 the count. Here's a 1-2 to Barango. Line drive into left field. That's a base hit. That's not the 1-2 pitch he wanted to throw there. First hit of the day for Coastal Carolina, and a leadoff man aboard here in the third. I think he was trying to get one down in the strike zone, and he didn't get it far enough.
No, right about the kneecaps.
Barango at first, a leadoff single, and here is Wells Sykes. Right-handed hitting center fielder, and we'll see Snow come in a step or two in front of the bag at third. Top of the order, and Bodine on deck. Quick throw to first. The tag applied by McMurray, but the ball dropped out of his glove. Barango 6 of 6 stealing bases.
As a team, they have 50 sacrifice bunts this year. Sykes has 4 of them.
Another throw. This was even closer, and Barango back. First pitch to Sykes. Fastball. It missed low. 1-0 Auburn leads it. We're in the top of the third. No one out and a runner at first for Coastal Carolina. Stretch in the 1-0. High and inside, 2-0.
Fans grumbling because both the high and low, or neither the high nor low strike, called on successive pitches.
Alvarez peers in, gets his sign. Barango with the lead at first, another throw over. But he's back without a tag by McMurray.
We talked about this last night. Coastal Carolina doesn't ground into a ton of double plays, only 26. Sykes only 1 of them this year.
2-0 pitch. Ball 3 low and away. You're flirting with disaster with the top of the order and Bodine waiting on deck.
Yeah, he made good pitches. Pitch 1 and 2 were very, very close. Now he's back up against the wall here against the number 9 hitter.
3 balls and no strikes to Sykes. Andres Alvarez comes set in the pitch. Drops in a strike, 3-1. Snow even with the bag at third. Infield, rest of the infielder, middle infielders back looking for a possible 2. 3-1 pitch. Line drive into right. Here comes Irish. Right to him. 1 out.
Ball had some lift and carry to it. Ike had to reach up to make that catch.
1 out. Barango back to first.
Yeah, important first out to keep that runner at first. Get back to the top of the order with only 1 on base.
And here's Caden Bodine. Lined to Snow at third in the first. 3 for 5 last night with 2 homers, including the game winner in the 10th. Alvarez off the stretch. And the pitch to Bodine. Line foul above the Auburn dugout off the screen.
He has seen 2 pitches today, and he's been up there swinging away at both of them.
Hit his 4th home run and 5th home run last night. His 5th was deep into right, and it came in the 10th. It turned out to be the game winner. Another throw to first, runner back. 1-0 Auburn on top. 1 out, a runner at first for Coastal Carolina. Now starts their second time through the order against Andres Alvarez. Stretch in the 0-1 to Bodine. Chopper foul at the plate, off his foot. No balls and 2 strikes.
So he's had him late on 1 swing and early on another.
Bodine 0-2. 21 strikeouts for Caden Bodine. He awaits this 0-2 pitch from Alvarez. Nope, throw to first, runner back standing up.
Now, that's by far the fewest in the lineup. Barango has 23 with a third the at-bats.
Bodine waits for this pitch from the left side. 0-2 the count. Alvarez stretches and pitches. Bodine popped it up. On the edge of the outfield grass, Fabian underneath this one. 2 outs. Got him to reach.
Well, as much as the 2-strike pitch wasn't where Alvarez wanted it to be, the 3-1 to Sykes was perfectly placed, and then he got Bodine up underneath that one at 0-2, got ahead in the count, and then paid it off.
Yeah, that 2-strike pitch to Barango, he was able to hit it off the end of the bat, but into left. But since then, he's been able to finish the at-bat. Has Alvarez. 2 down, and here's Sebastian Alexander. A ground out to Snow at third in the first inning. 2 down in the inning as Alvarez comes set. Comes the pitch. Bounced up there. They throw to first, and the runner's back. If the throw is on the bag from Freilich, they get him. They had him leaning in Barango, but the throw from Freilich on a great backhand stab on a 1-hopper, but his throw to first sailed on him just a bit.
Yeah, Barango was off the bat because he thought that was going to get away, and he could advance. Freilich with a nice block.
Want to know the count to Sebastian Alexander. Here comes the pitch. Misses low. Again, a backhand stab by Freilich. Alexander, redshirt senior from Mayfield, Ohio. 6'1", 190 pounds. Batting .309 on the season. 10 homers and leads Coastal Carolina with 53 runs batted in. Stretch. Here's the 2-0. Off the end of the bat, right side, that'll get out of play. Just beyond the grandstand down the right side. 2 balls and a strike to Alexander. 1-0, Auburn leads it. We're in the bottom of the third. 2 outs and a runner at first for Coastal Carolina. Alvarez comes set. And the 2-1. Miss low. 3-1 to Alexander. Look out on this pitch. 3 balls and a strike to Sebastian Alexander. Here comes the pitch. And he walked it. Miss low. Second walk surrendered by Alvarez. Barango goes to second. And with 2 down, here's Blake Barthol. Pulled it to the right side. A ground out to Rembert in the first. 2 for 6 this weekend.
And the MVP for them defensively last night in the 9th and the 10th.
And Everett Tiefert is out of the Auburn dugout.
There were occupants in the bullpen when the bottom of the first got underway. Auburn sent Cade Fischer, John Armstrong, and others down to populate the bullpen right from the get-go today.
I think that's Armstrong in the pen, starting to throw for Auburn right now. Got a right-hander in Barthol coming to the plate. Excuse me, a left-hander in Barthol. Season on the line today for Auburn. Tigers lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the third with runners at first and second and 2 outs for the Chanticleers. And Everett Tiefert leaves the mound along with the rest of the Auburn infield. Fralick behind the plate. Barango at second and Alexander at first for the Chanticleers. Best home run hitter in the lineup at the plate for Coastal Carolina. Barthol has 12. First pitch from Alvarez. Bounces up there underneath the glove of Fralick, and the runners move up to second and third. And now base hit could give Coastal Carolina the lead.
Yeah, early count breaking balls. He's trying to get, you don't want to hang them and leave them up, but he's spiking them. He's getting them too low. That pinpoint location we saw the first 2 innings, not as sharp here in the third.
He works up the full wind now, the 1-0 pitch. Line drive into right. Here comes Irish. He's there. Ball was smoked, but right at Ike and right, and the inning comes to a close. Woo! No runs, a hit, no errors. 2 men left. We're through 3 at Plainsman Park. Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina 0. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Oh, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Progressive knows when you're on your boat, you're already on vacation. And Vacation You forgets all your worries. Vacation You doesn't even keep track of time and knows that time is a meaningless construct designed to control us, man. But Regular You knows you don't want to be too far out in the water after the sun goes down because Vacation You doesn't know how to navigate in the dark yet. Vacation You and Regular You really need to get on the same page. So bundle your boat with your home or auto policy and earn an automatic discount from Progressive. And spend the savings on the both of you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This is Auburn baseball in the Super Regionals at Plainsman Park. Now back to the Tigers and Chanticleers.
Steele, Snow, and Carter for Auburn in the fourth. Tigers lead at 1-0 to take you through the middle 3. There's Brad Law.
All right, Andy, thank you. 1-0 Tigers. Morrison, 59 pitches through the first 3 innings. 24 in the first. Gave up then a walk and a single in the second. Gave up a 2-out single. Both of Auburn's hits have come with 2 outs. 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Lucas Steele flied out to left his first time. Hit it well, just missed the barrel. And no play him to pull, hitting lefty against the right-handed Morrison. Redshirt sophomore, 6'8", out of Flushing, Michigan. Winds, plants, fires, and gets a strike to start the inning. 0-1. He's got the leadoff man in each of the first 3. Steele with that open stance, 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, pulled, foul, pass first. Just missed extra bases by a couple of feet. And now Steele in a hole 0-2. Fralick's RBI single in the second came on an 0-2 pitch. See if Steele can come up with something here. Morrison square to the plate. Long look home. Now he's ready. Here's the 0-2. Lined, caught by the second baseman Barthol. Hit it off the end of the bat and pulled it to the right of the bag at second and hung up for Barthol to go get it for the first out. 1 away in the top of the fourth. Still odd to look down there and see Auburn in the road grays at Plainsman Park.
We saw it last weekend in the region.
Yeah.
Auburn was the visiting squad in the last 2 ball games in that region.
It was weird then, too.
Sure.
Here's Snow. First pitch to Eric. Fastball low, but called a strike. 0-1. Snow walked and scored the only run of the game back in the second inning. Scored from first on a single to right. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a foul off to the right, out of play. 0-2. Nothing but strikes from Morrison here in the fourth. Nobody on, 1 out, top of the fourth, 0-2 pitch. Snow fouls it to the screen, stays alive.
Wind's picked up just a little bit, blowing out to left right now.
See all kind of big hats at the ballpark today as everybody's trying to stay as cool as they can in the heat. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball, slipped on him, stayed very high, a ball and 2 strikes to Snow. That delivery looked different out of the hand of Morrison. Line in the pitch. 1-2, fly to right. Pado has it measured. He makes the catch. 2 down. So 2 up, 2 down. Morrison trying to do something he hasn't done this afternoon, and that's get Auburn in order. Bristol Carter stands in his way of that. Sophomore out of Oak Ridge, North Carolina. Transfer from East Carolina, a program that played Coastal several times this year. First pitch, breaking ball, misses low, 1-0.
Including twice in the regional last weekend.
Mm-hmm. Third baseman near the line, about 6 feet off it, 1-0 pitch. Missed the outside corner, and it's now 2-0 to the Tigers center fielder. Morrison, the wind, the plant, and the pitch. Fastball, strike, 2-1. Sort of a nonchalant call there from home plate umpire Joe Burleson. I suppose it's a strike. And it's 2-1. Carter flied to center. He's 0 for 1. He swings and lines it back up the middle. Base hit, right back where it came from. 2 out, base hit for Carter.
Almost took the feet out from underneath the pitcher.
Yeah. Another 2-out hit. All 3 of Auburn's hits have come with 2 outs. Here's Chase Freilich. Carter will be off on contact. Freilich delivered a 2-out lob shot down the right field line in the second inning. Auburn trying to pull a Coco Gauff this weekend. She won the French Open today. Lost the first set, won the next 2.
That'd work for me.
Uh-huh. Throw to first, little soft toss, and Carter's back.
Do you think about running Bristol? Just try and get him in scoring position, even against the outstanding catcher, Caden Bodine. Ooh.
Throw to first. They nearly got him. Yeah. He was stuck in the mud trying to get back. That first step back didn't really go anywhere, but he was able to beat the tag.
Close.
Very close. Too close. Yeah, I'd think about it. Certainly Coastal's thinking about it. Carter dancing off the bag, and he's much closer when they throw over this time. They've got to pay attention to him. It's a 1-0 ball game in the fourth inning.
As a team, Coastal has 2 pickoffs, none from the pitcher.
Pitch to Freilich. Pulled, foul into the Chanticleer dugout. Look out. 0-1.
Chase was just happy to see a pitch instead of throws to first. Good speed for Auburn at first here.
Plenty of room in right center and down the right field line again. If they're going to pitch him in. 0-1, pulled right side, first baseman. Gloves it on a bounce, goes to first. for the out, and the inning is over. So a 2-out single and nothing else for the Tigers. No runs, no errors, and 1 left. To the bottom of the 4th, still Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina nothing. Before we go to break, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina nothing. Back after this from your local stations. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Since Auburn Bank opened in 1907, we've been tested by world wars, pandemics, and plenty of troubled times. Through it all, we've not only survived, but thrived by staying true to our core values of sound money management and putting our customers first. And just as surely as more challenges will come, we'll meet them the way we always have, with your confidence and our experience. Auburn Bank, champions of you. Member FDIC, online at auburnbank.com.
One nothing Auburn on top of Coastal Carolina. Tigers have out hit the Chanticleers 3-1, and they will have the middle third of their order. Mitchell, Thorndike, and Pato due up against Andreas Alvarez. 40 pitches through 3 innings for Dre. He has given up 1 hit and 2 walks.
5 pitches in the first, 16 in the second, 19 in the third.
Working through the order for the second time. 2 of the teams that needed a win today to even things up in their super regionals have done so. Pitch to Mitchell. Fastball, fouled away, right side, 0-1. Arizona beat North Carolina 10-8 to even that series. And Miami beat Louisville 9-6. Here's the 0-1 to Mitchell. Fastball, strike at the knees, 0-2. Mitchell didn't think so. He dropped his head. Mitchell lined out, hit it right on the screws, but Eric Snow robbed him of extra bases. Third base, 0-2 pitch. That's hit hard and past Fabian into center field, base hit. On an 0-2 pitch, both of their hits have come with 2 strikes. Both of their hits have led off innings. So immediately they put pressure on Alvarez and the Tigers.
0-2 pitch, and Auburn wanted him to get it off the outside corner. It ran in.
So Mitchell is at first. Would they do any running? Thorndike at the plate. He walked his first time.
Mitchell, 11 of 14 stealing bases.
Alvarez looks over his left shoulder toward first, throws home, and misses outside for ball 1. A walk for Thorndike in the second. Big left-handed hitter climbs back in. Alvarez comes set. His 45th pitch of the afternoon. Will have to wait. Instead, he throws to first, and Mitchell's back. 3 2-out hits for Auburn. 2 inning opening 2 strike hits for Coastal Carolina. Another throw to first. This one a little quicker. And the tag a little closer, but Mitchell's back. Alvarez shined in his first regional appearance. Throw to first, low, gathered over there by McMurray. 5 runs allowed, and now 3 scoreless in his first taste of super regionals. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, chopped right side. McMurray, fair, on the bag, throws to second, tag applied, out. 3-6, double play. It tight-roped the first base line, McMurray caught it standing on first base for the force of Thorndike and then had time to throw to second for Fabian to tag Mitchell for the out.
That's the exact way that the Auburn-Georgia Tech game ended in Atlanta. In that one-run Auburn win. Right on top of the bag, and McMurray then threw around the runner at second base to be tagged out for the double play.
Now the bases are clear, and there are 2 outs for Pato. And if you could see Pato at the plate with nobody on, now the pitch hit him. It's not what you wanted to do. Breaking ball that just never broke, and it hit Pato up on the helmet, now where the batting helmet met his neckline of the jersey. First pitch, he's down to first. So he's aboard with 2 outs, and Ty Dooley is the batter. Alvarez, 6th batter he's hit this year. And now Dooley hit into a fielder's choice to end the second inning. He's looking for his first hit of the weekend. Tigers lead 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch. Curveball, strike 1. Conecuh Sausage is the official sausage and hot dog of the Auburn Tigers. Conecuh Sausage is a game day favorite. Always great on the grill. Pick up a pack at your local grocery store or at the Conecuh gift shop. Throw to first, tag close, but he's back. Throw was a little high. At Conecuh gift shops in Evergreen off I-65, exit 96. Here's the 0-1. Pass ball, strike at the knees. So Alvarez ahead, no balls, 2 strikes, and here comes this crowd. 7,800 strong. Most of them cheering for the Tigers. 0-2. Line, left field, base hit. 2-strike approach. Sent it the other way. Alvarez left it a little higher than he wanted it. And Dooley with his first hit of the weekend. First and second, 2 outs.
Not a bad pitch, Brad. It was on the outside corner, and nice job of hitting by Dooley going the opposite way.
Yeah, there are times where you don't get the pitch where you want it, and then there are times like that where he just hit a pitch. He hit a good pitch. So Coastal Carolina threatens. Tying run at second, bottom of the 4th. Go ahead, run at first. Pitch to Barango. Breaking ball, strike, 0-1. Nothing but strikes since he hit Pato with 2 outs. Stretch, the freshman, kicks and fires. Miss low. 1-1. Feels like a big moment in this game. Coastal Carolina left a couple stranded last inning. They've got 2 on base here in the 4th. Hits are even at 3. Long look in. 6 on the pitch clock. Alvarez ready with 4. Breaking ball. Beautiful. 1-2. Boy, that started helmet high and floated into the strike zone. Again, Alvarez gets to 2 strikes. Righty, 2 outs, 4th inning. The pitch. Fly ball right field. Irish has it measured and has it in the glove for the out. Inning over. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Chanticleers have stranded 5 over the last 3 innings. We're through 4, still 1-0. Tigers. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Yellowwood knows that a 5-star backyard is the place to make lasting memories, like cookouts, cornhole with friends, ooh, a neighborhood potluck with your wife's pasta salad, the one with the feta, oh, sorry, or taking a nap on your deck in a hammock. Naps are memories. I love naps. For 5-star backyards and the most memorable experiences, Yellowwood brand pressure-treated pine. If it doesn't have that yellow tag, you don't want it.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
1-0 Auburn as the Tigers come to bat in the 5th inning, and the cavalry has headed out to the Coastal Carolina bullpen. A lot of occupants.
A smorgasbord.
A smorgasbord, I like that. A cavalcade. Bunch of dudes in teal headed out to the bullpen is the point.
73 pitches so far for Morrison, who's held Auburn to a run on 3 hits. Auburn's had a base runner in every inning in this game.
Yeah. A lot of it has come. Only one base runner, though, with fewer than 2 outs in an inning. So they haven't been able to get early pressure in an inning.
And he came home to score the game's only run in Snow. A one-out walk to Eric Snow back in the 2nd inning.
So it's Fabian, Rembert, Terrell, 9-1 and 2 in the order here in the 5th. 5th inning presented by Wind Creek Casinos. Morrison's first pitch, Fabian shows bunt and pulls it back and takes a strike. Fabian tried to bunt with 2 outs in the 2nd, popped it up to the pitcher, 0-1. And he mentioned that thumb injury is affecting him more offensively than defensively, and he waves and misses at a breaking ball off the outside corner, 0-2 quickly to the Auburn shortstop.
Shift on the left side of the infield with Fabian at the plate. Now they'll come out of the shift.
Look for something away, perhaps, 0-2. Way away and low, bounced up there and blocked by Bodine.
Tell you what, Bodine is slick behind the plate, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Man.
There's a reason he's one of the 3 finalists for the Buster Posey Award.
Yep.
They called him earlier this week to give him the news. A ball and 2 strikes. Morrison deals. Breaking ball popped up on the infield. Shortstop Dooley is there, waits, and now squeezes it for the out, 1 away. So the lineup turns over, and now Rembert gets his 3rd look at Morrison. Chris has hit it well in his 2 at-bats today. He's hit it squarely. He's just hit it on the ground. Fine play by the 3rd baseman in the 1st, and then he hit it right at Dooley at short in the 3rd. See what he comes up with here in his 3rd look at the 6'8" right-hander. First pitch from Morrison, way upstairs, 1-0.
93, he hadn't lost a lick on that fastball.
He's up to 78 pitches in the heat and humidity. 1-0. It's low, 2-0. So 1 was too high, 1 was too low. Rembert looking for one that's just right. Wind blows out to left. Boy, if you could lift one, if any of these right-handed hitters could turn on one and get it up high enough. For the first time in a couple of weeks, there's enough wind at the ballpark to aid it a little bit. Pitch to Rembert, low, 3 balls and no strikes. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for the redshirt sophomore Morrison. Kicks and fires and misses low for ball 4. Ties a season high, 3 walks in an outing. And Rembert is aboard with 1 out for Bub Terrell. Bub, after an 8 RBI regional, is looking for a bit of a breakout offensively here against the Coastal Arms. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts, and the pitching coach is out for the Chanticleers. There's been activity in their bullpen for a couple of innings.
It's Matt Williams.
81 pitches for Morrison. While they're chatting, let's update the Ellowood scoreboard. LSU pouring it on West Virginia now in the top of the 6th, 10-1. Mountaineers scored first, but LSU has responded loudly, 10-1. Meanwhile, Duke leads Murray State 7-4, and they are going to the 9th inning in Durham. Finals today, Arizona over North Carolina 10-8, Miami over Louisville 9-6. Those 2 supers are even at a game apiece. All right, what are you looking to do if you're Bub Terrell here?
I think you look to go the opposite way, Brad. try and get something outer half and take it the opposite way. If you're given that opportunity. They've done a nice job of pitching inside to Auburn's left-handed hitters, especially today.
Yeah. Terrell has struck out swinging and looking. Average an even 300. First pitch to Bub. Pulled right side through the hole. Base hit. Rembert stops at second. Base hit Bub Terrell. First and second, one out.
That'll work too. Pull it through the right side.
Sure. He jumped on the first pitch after the mound visit. And now Auburn with back-to-back base runners for the first time in this game. In fact, it's the first time Auburn has had back-to-back guys reach since the first inning last night. And here's Irish with 2 on and 1 out. Ike's been on twice. He's walked and he's singled. First pitch. Popped him up. He jammed him on the hands. Third baseman Mitchell there.
Infield fly rule.
And the catch is made for the second out. 2 down.
Well, we saw Bub break out in this inning, in this ball game after striking out twice. Let's see if McMurray can do the same.
Cooper, 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts, just like Bub before his hit. First pitch to McMurray, way high and outside. He looped a breaking ball up there, 1-0.
Alexander in left is on the edge of the warning track. A base hit to the outfield scores Rembert from second base.
Even a bloop from Coop would do it at this point. Pitch. Breaking ball landed it in there for a strike, 1-1.
Well, that's the kind of ball you take the opposite way right there.
See if he gets another one of those or if they look slider in. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, 2 on. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider in. 1-2. Tigers lead 1-0.
Just poke one through the left side.
Looking for a 2-strike, 2-out hit. Morrison ready to work, pitches, and gets a called third strike on the inside corner, and the inning is over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left. Auburn has stranded runners in every inning so far. Halfway home, it's Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina 0. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
I like what I like, and I do what I want.
If what you like is getting the highest payouts, getting the most free play, and finding more of your favorite games all on a spacious upscale gaming floor, then Wind Creek Montgomery is your kind of fabulous. No matter what fabulous means to you, you'll find it here. Wind Creek Montgomery. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
You're listening to Auburn baseball in the Super Regionals. Back to more of the Tigers against Coastal Carolina.
1-0. This has been a well-pitched game so far. Both teams have had chances. Auburn with 1 run on 4 hits. Tigers have stranded 6. Coastal Carolina, no runs on 3 hits. Chanticleers have stranded 5. Elevate your game plan to fabulous. Play the hottest games and win fabulous rewards. Where do you do that, you might ask? And I would say Wind Creek Casinos and on the Casinoverse app. With the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, I'm Brad Law. Quinn Burkeen holding it down in our Skyview studios. Wonder what the temperature is out in Phoenix today. Bet it's a dry heat.
That's what they tell us.
That's what they say. It's not a dry heat here. Wells Sykes, the center fielder, gets it going for Coastal Carolina. 9-1-2 due up against Andreas Alvarez. The freshman fires and misses low. 1 ball, no strikes. Sykes flat out to right his first time. 0-1, or 0 for 1.
Cade Fischer in the Auburn pen, lefty. Warming up again.
Coastal Carolina's got the leadoff man on 2 innings in a row. 1-0 pitch. Now it's 3 innings in a row. It's lined into left for a base hit. 1-0 pitch. Fired one off into left field. Inner half of the plate, just above the knees. Easy for Sykes to turn on it.
And now you've got options with this guy at the plate and that guy on base. Sykes 17 of 20 stealing. And Caden Bodine at the plate.
And Everett Tiefert is on the top step. And he's on his way out. 2 times through the order for Alvarez. 4 innings. And it may be time to give a lefty a shot. Quinn tells us it's 102 today in Phoenix.
Ooh. I don't care how dry or how wet that is.
Yeah, 102's hot. Yeah. Meeting on the mound. And now the call is made. Auburn will go to the lefty. How about the freshman, Andreas Alvarez? 5 shutout innings last week in his first regional start. And now a standing ovation for the youngster. 4 shutout innings. We'll see if they stay shutout innings. Runner at first, his responsibility. But the first 4 frames, first 9 innings of postseason action, no runs allowed. Andreas Alvarez. He comes out, and Cade Fischer is on his way in as the Tigers make a golden flake call to the bullpen.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Auburn goes to left-hander Cade Fischer, Jr., 6'3", 202, out of Dalton, Georgia, transferred to Auburn from the University of Florida. 1-2 on the season, a 4.76 ERA, making his 14th appearance and his 4th in relief with a pair of saves. 39 2/3 innings for Fischer, 21 runs on 33 hits, 50 strikeouts, 22 walks, has given up 6 homers, and opponents are hitting .231 against Cade Fischer. He comes on with a runner at first and nobody out for the homestanding Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina here in the 5th. Andreas Alvarez in his first Super Regional appearance. 4 innings, no runs on 4 hits, a strikeout, 2 walks, and a wild pitch, hit a batter. Through 55 pitches, 35 for strikes. He is responsible for the leadoff man, Sykes, at first. Auburn's 2 lefties last night out of the pen, Carson Myers and Griffin Graves, were magnificent for the Tigers.
5 1/3 innings, only 1 hit allowed.
And Auburn asking for effectiveness from Cade Fischer after the leadoff single from the number 9 hitter, Wells Sykes. And now the batting order flips over for the 3rd time, and Caden Bodine comes to the plate.
Fischer in 3 relief outings, 10 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 13 strikeouts. So Cade goes to work against the leadoff man, Bodine. He's 0 for 2. He's lined out and popped out. First pitch. Base hit right side. Irish up with it quickly, and that'll keep Sykes at second base, but they're first and second with nobody out here in the 5th. Tying run is at second base. Go ahead run at first, and Sebastian Alexander, the batter, he's 0 for 1. He's grounded out and walked.
Really good job of hitting.
Yep.
Pitch may have been off the outside edge, but he just took it the opposite way.
Third baseman Snow comes in on the grass. It's a team that does not mind putting down a sacrifice bunt.
51 this season.
Alexander has 5. And he puts down the bunt. Fischer fields, turns, got to hurry, throws, not in time. Not enough on the throw to first base. He was way too slow to field and throw, and the bases are loaded. Alexander up there just to put down a sacrifice bunt. It was bunted between the mound and the plate. Just not enough urgency behind the fielding and the throwing of the ball to first. Man, oh man.
And now the Chanticleer fans on their feet to our right.
Yeah, far and away the biggest threat. This is trouble. First pitch to Barthol. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Strikeout here would be massive, and Barthol has 64 of them to lead the club. He's also the home run leader. Feast or famine, 0-1 pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner. 0-2. Snow even with the bag. Backs up a step or two. Corner infielders in. Middle infielders would give up the tie for the double play. 0-2 pitch. Low and away. A ball and 2 strikes. They're staying away from the inner half to Barthol. He's grounded to second and lined out to right field. Auburn's 1-0 lead in jeopardy here in the bottom of the 5th. Lefty-lefty matchup. Fischer looks and delivers. Missed the outside corner. It looked to be the same spot the first 2 strikes hit.
Boy, oh boy.
Count even at 2-2. Go right back to the same spot. Bases loaded, nobody out, and time called by Barthol. Time called by Coastal Carolina's second baseman. Back into the box. Chanticleer at every base. Bottom of the 5th, nobody out. 2-2 pitch. Struck him out. Fastball away, and Barthol couldn't catch it. 1 down. Well, you have the number 1 strikeout guy in the lineup, and you needed a K there, and Auburn got it. Now here's Walker Mitchell. Mitchell is lined out and singled. He strikes out about 1 every 4.5 at bats. First pitch. Strike 1. Bases loaded. Sykes at third, Bodine at second, Alexander at first. 2 of those 3 have double-digit stolen bases, so good athleticism for Coastal. 0-1. Fouled straight back. It's 0-2. Mitchell's single led off the 4th. He was erased on a 3-6 double play. Adding 278 for the year. Fischer ahead in the count, no balls, 2 strikes.
McMurray plays even with the bag at first. Everybody else back looking for 2 on the infield.
0-2, up and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Set him up there, and now look down and away, perhaps here. Mitchell, the third baseman, right-handed hitter. Tigers trying to cling to a 1-0 lead. Here is the 1-2 pitch from Fischer. Fouled back. He was early on a changeup.
Got him to reach for 1.
And it's still a ball and 2 strikes. Fischer, the first man out of the bullpen, trying to preserve this shutout. It's a big ask. He came into the game with a runner at first, gave up back-to-back singles on back-to-back pitches to load the bases. Wind blows out to left. Here's the 1-2 to Mitchell. Fouled away, right side. And the battle continues.
Tried to get the fastball by him there.
Gone change up fastball with 2 strikes. Try to get back up and in with a fastball. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Miss low. Mitchell laid off of it. Count even 2-2. Auburn with a run in the top of the second. That's the only offense so far today, the only runs to this point. Coastal Carolina trying to change that. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Lifted, right side, well out of play, foul. The battle continues. Fischer to 2 strikes. Coastal fans making some noise. Another 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Fouled back. And with every pitch, just frankly, that Mitchell fouls away, the Coastal fans get a little more emboldened. A big point in this ball game. Fischer trying to bear down. Veteran left-hander. Comes set. 2-2. Fouled away again, right side. Fastball at 91. Up and in. Mitchell hanging in there. 10 pitch at bat for the third baseman. 9 pitch at bat. The next will be the 10th. Chanticleer at every base. Another 2-2 offering. Low, and the count is full. And no place to put Mitchell.
And Mitchell's looking fastball right here.
Uh-huh. And now here come the fans from both sides. Payoff pitch. Popped up on the infield. McMurray calls off Rembert and makes the catch on the edge of the right field grass.
An infield fly.
2 down. Oh, this place should be coming unglued right now. With 2 outs. Bases loaded, nobody out, and now bases loaded, 2 outs. Infield comes in. And Colby Thorndike set to come to the plate for Coastal Carolina.
Thorndike. Listen to these numbers. It'll scare you. Hitting .538 with the bases loaded.
Whew.
He's hitting .352 with 2 outs.
Yeah. He was the most outstanding player of their regional. And he's up in a huge spot here. He walked in the second. Grounded into that 3-6 double play last inning. And he steps out and back in. 2 outs. And now Fischer steps off. Thorndike steps out. They do a little dance.
Pitch clock's moving. Now it's reset.
Fischer off the left side of the rubber, delivers. First pitch.
Oh.
Must have been a little bit outside. I don't know, 1-0. Close.
Whew.
Would love another look. Don't think we'll get it. 1-0 to the big lefty. Missed the outside corner, and it's 2-0.
Gonna have to bring it in.
Mm-hmm.
Find some way.
Chanticleer at every base. 2 outs. The pitch. Swung on and missed a changeup, and he was early. He got a fastball count, and Fischer threw him a changeup.
For a strike.
Yeah. 2-1. Pitch home. Fouled back. It's 2-2.
Boy, crowd needs to be going nuts right now.
And now they do.
Get into it. Get into it.
Can you imagine? It was bases loaded, nobody out. Fischer 1 strike away from getting out of it. The pitch. Struck him out. Look at him pile out of the dugout. Fischer strands all 3. Auburn keeps the lead. No runs, 3 hits, no errors, 3 left. Through 5, still 1-0 Tigers. And this is the Auburn Sports Network.
The tradition, the rivalries. Sirius XM is your destination for all things college sports, and we've got you covered. On SEC Radio, there is complete coverage of every school in the conference, including live games, plus 24/7 talk and analysis. So cheer along on the Sirius XM app and listen to your favorite team anywhere. And now you can get 3 months of Sirius XM free. Subscribe now. See offer details at SiriusXM.com/SEC Sports.
The Southeastern Conference. It's the land of legends, the places, the faces, and moments.
And he's going for it. It's a touchdown.
We've seen the confetti fall again and again. We're not done. It's time for the next generation to make their mark and go from 14 deep to 16 strong. It's a whole new ball game in the SEC, and it just means more.
Well, the coaches talk so often, you're either trying to grab momentum or keep momentum. Coastal Carolina had all the momentum. They'd forced a pitching change. They had gotten back-to-back hits against Cade Fischer to load the bases with nobody out. And Fischer comes back and strikes out 2 of the next 3, gets an infield fly, leaves them loaded. And so we go to the 6th, 1-0. Auburn keeps the lead. Sure would be nice to get a couple of more runs, get a little breathing room here. That would be awesome. Here's Lucas Steele. First pitch to him. Breaking ball, missed away. 1 ball, no strikes. A little bit tougher for Morrison to land the curveball for strikes these last couple of innings. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed at a slider that might have hit him. That was never a strike. Lucas a little too eager. And it's 1-1. Sun dips behind the clouds. Pitch. Fastball line. Right field base hit. Steele went down to get it. Clubbed it into right. Lead off single here in the 6th. And Auburn has had base runners in every inning against the star starter, Jacob Morrison. Now here's Eric Snow, who homered to tie last night's game. Today, he has walked and scored, and he has flied to right. He's hit in 12 of the last 13 games. Snow, transfer from South Florida. Scored the game's only run. Tried to stop his swing. Did he go? Yes. They appealed to first, and Jeff Gosney says he did go around. Pretty good pitch anyway. It's 0-1. Morrison's at 91 pitches. Throw to first. There's been activity. There's been stretching. Number 18, Hayden Johnson, has been down there since about the third inning. We're now in the top of the sixth. Their primary setup man and their closer pitched in last night's game. 0-1. Fastball.
Oh, come on.
Strike just below the knees.
Come on.
It's 0-2. It's the loudest the crowd has been in disagreeing with the strike zone today.
Don't blame him on that pitch.
Snow has to bear down with 2 strikes. Steele at first after the leadoff single to right. 0-2 pitch. Off the end of the bat. Ground ball to second. They flip to second for 1. It's dropped. Oh, they're going to say he caught it. They're going to say he dropped it on the transfer, and Auburn will review. The flip from Barthol to Dooley at short, and the second base umpire, Seth Buckminster, said the out was made and the ball was dropped on the transfer rather than bobbled on the throw on a close play at second base. Immediately, Auburn asked for a review.
Here is the replay that we get. I think it will stand.
I do too.
I think it will stand.
I do too.
As Steele was coming in, he collided in his slide, a good slide, with the glove. And as the glove was coming up by the shortstop to throw to first, that's when the ball came out. I think this will be very tough to overturn.
Yep. Yeah, because he got the right hand on the ball on the transfer. Replay review is presented by Jackson Services. When it's time to review your home's heating and cooling system, make sure you choose Jackson Services. It's comfort you can count on. We need comfort in the summertime for sure. So whether it's a quick repair or maybe an energy-saving upgrade, Jackson Services keeps those Alabama homes running smoothly year-round.
Tell you what, Blake Barthol has played a really good second base this weekend because many would not have even gone to second base to get him.
Right.
But to just come to first and let that lead run get to second base. Not Barthol. Just almost an underhand flip.
Yeah, a little sidearm underhand flick.
Now let me say this. The ball came out. Shortstop never had the ball in his right hand. He never had the ball in the throwing hand. It came out as Steele slid in. But, again, this is a force out, and his foot was on the bag. And I just think that's why this will not be overturned.
It's going to be hard to – I think probably it's going to be hard to evidence to overturn the call on the field.
I agree. And here comes the call.
Either call confirmed or call stands. We'll see.
After review, the call of out is confirmed.
Confirmed.
Auburn has 1 challenge remaining.
So Auburn loses a challenge. It's a fielder's choice. Snow is aboard. Steele out on a 4-6, forcing a tip of the cap to Barthol.
Yep.
Like you said, just for making that play. Otherwise, it's 1 out and runner at second.
Yeah, most would have gone to first base.
Now Bristol Carter to the plate. Carter with a couple of good swings. He's flied out to right field, and he has singled up the middle. His third look at Morrison. First pitch. Popped up and back and out of play, 0-1. Snow. Pretty good speed at first. I don't think Auburn would do any running here, leading 1-0 in the 6th. 0-1. Breaking ball, that's flied to right, out of play, 0-2.
Boy, somehow, some way, Bristol could pull one because the left fielder, Alexander, is beyond where the War Eagle wall heads back into the canyon.
0-2. Another breaking ball, a little tapper foul to the left. He was reaching to try and pull it too. Still 0-2. It's been nothing but curveballs to Bristol in this at bat. Tigers on top, 1-0. Need a win to even the series, keep the season going. 0-2 pitch to Carter. Fastball, missed the outside corner, appeal to first. Jeff Gosney says he didn't go. So it goes to a ball and 2 strikes. They're pounding that outside corner.
He got room that way with Them holding Snow at first.
Got a lot of room on either side of the infield. Middle infielders bunched up toward the middle. 1-2 pitch. Curve ball pulled left side over to the Auburn dugout.
It was left up.
Yep, but not in. So we'll do it again. Morrison about to throw his 99th pitch. Auburn has been chipping away at him all day. They've only managed to score one. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Curve ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good eye. Good patience.
Stretch. Big right-hander fires. Curve ball lined into center field. It is drop. Center fielder slid to try to make the catch, and he could not come up with it. Sykes was playing toward right center. Ball hung up long enough for him to make a play on it, but his slide was a little early, and he wasn't able to get it in the glove. It's a hit for Carter, his second of the game.
And Snow has no choice but to make sure that the ball is caught.
Yep.
That's why he doesn't end up at third base on the play. I mean, he could have gone, but
yeah,
that ball was just too close.
First and second and 1 out. This is what Auburn did last inning. First and second, 1 out. And Chase Freilich at the plate. Tigers lead 1-0. Threatening here in the top of the 6th after keeping Coastal Carolina off the scoreboard in the 5th. Pitch to Freilich. Low. 1 ball, no strikes. We welcome those of you listening to the NCAA Baseball Super Regional Rundown on the Varsity Network app. If you'd like to hear our full broadcasts in their entirety, make sure you download the Auburn Tigers Game Day app. Every Auburn Sports Network broadcast is available on the Auburn Tigers app. 1-0 pitch to the Tigers catcher. Swung on and missed. Went after the slider. Came up empty. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Freilich drove in the game's only run with a long single to right in the second. He has since grounded out to first. Runner at second is Snow. Carter at first. Good speed on the base pads. 1-1 to Freilich. Little bloop. Right field. Right fielder is on. Diving catch made by Pato. He started back and then had enough time to come in and dive and make the catch for the second out.
They got that in on the hands just a little bit. Pato came in, made it exciting, didn't he? Yeah, just enough in.
And now it's Derek Fabian with 2 outs. He has popped up a bunt back to the pitcher and popped up to the shortstop. First pitch. Curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. Love to get that top of the order up for a 4th time against Morrison, who's north of 100 pitches now.
Snow and Carter are off with the ping of the bat with 2 down here.
0-1 pitch. Pass ball swung and missed. It's 0-2.
93.
Coastal Carolina trying to turn Auburn away in the top of the 6th, the way the Tigers did to the Chanticleers in the bottom of the 5th. Here is the 0-2 delivery. Struck him out. Tried to hold up his swing, couldn't do it, and the inning's over. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left. Tigers have stranded base runners in every inning, but they'll take a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 6th from Plainsman Park. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Don't stop planning for your future. Don't stop investing in your kids' education. Don't stop dreaming of that new home. And don't stop growing your business. Whatever you're passionate or dreaming about, Don't stop, because when you have a bank you can trust, you have the confidence to take on tomorrow. Speak with a Trustmark associate today for advice on achieving your goals. Trustmark. People you trust, advice that works. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is Coach Butch Thompson. Back to more baseball on the Auburn Sports Network.
Pato, Dooley, Barango due up 6, 7, 8 hitters in the 6th inning against Cade Fischer. Auburn leads 1-0. Hits even at 6 apiece. Speaking of coaches, Ambush, the Auburn Coaches Tour. That is your exclusive chance to meet the coaches and connect with Auburn Athletics insiders, and you can hear firsthand what's coming up next for the Tigers. So we invite you to join football coaches along with coaches from men's and women's basketball, even baseball at some of these as they hit the road they're going to fire you up. They're going to fire up the Auburn family all across the region. Here's some dates coming up. Columbus, Georgia, Ambush, Monday, June 23rd. Lake Martin, Ambush, Wednesday, July 2nd. Atlanta, Ambush, Monday, July 14th. Get your tickets by going to alumni.auburn.edu. Get all the details, buy your tickets. You get VIP experiences. Just don't miss your chance this summer to be a part of the Ambush.
Did some work on Chase Freilich in the dugout in between innings.
Okay.
I don't know if it's that wrist that
they had to
taped
tape up
last night.
Yeah. All right, Fischer goes back to work in the 6th. Pato has been hit by a pitch and struck out. Those at bats against Alvarez. His first look at the lefty, Fischer, and that one hit him. Got a piece of the jersey, just a little bit of thread. And Auburn is asking if he turned into it. Carl Nonemaker pretty animated from that Auburn dugout that he leaned into it. And Butch Thompson's asking for some clarification as well. I guess they're not going to take a look at it.
Well, looking at the replay, I think they burned a challenge.
Yeah, and they only have one left.
Yeah. It rode in on him.
So Pato hit by a pitch. They are hit as much as – that's only the 6th. Boy, Pato had only been hit twice or 4 times all year before being hit twice today. Everybody else on the team gets plunked a bunch. First pitch is low to Dooley, I guess, for ball 1. He's up there to bunt. Dooley has 10 sacrifice bunts. Snow in on the grass at third. 1-0 pitch. Popped up. Back to the net. A ball and a strike. So right back into a heated pan goes Cade Fischer. He came into the game with a runner on base and nobody out. Coastal Carolina loaded the bases in the 5th with nobody out but did not score. Now the tying run is on in the 6th with nobody out. And the little soft toss to first to keep Pato honest. Only 3 steals for Pato. Dooley likely going to try to bunt again with 1 strike. Fischer throws. Bunted again, popped up to the net. So it's a ball and 2 strikes, and now the bunt will come off.
Doesn't appear that he's up there to bunt for a sacrifice, does it? I think he's trying to bunt for a hit. He's popped up 2.
So now he'll be swinging away. Snow backs up at third. Not all the way, but beyond the bag.
Not out of the realm. He even bunts with 2 strikes here, Brad. He's got 10 this year.
1-2 pitch. He does show bunt. And he takes it for a strike. Called third strike. 1 down. Did not offer a swing in the at-bat. Very rare you see a guy square to bunt with 2 strikes. And then to not even offer at it. 1 away. Ty Barango. From one tie to another. Fischer with 3 strikeouts. Throw to first. Soft toss over.
Just trying to keep Pato close.
Yep. That's the tying run over there.
Pato, 3 of 5 with stolen bases.
Barango singled to lead off the third, was left stranded at third. He's also flied out to right field. Pitch way outside. Good snag by Freilich. 1 ball, no strikes. 3 strikeouts for Fischer. Alvarez struck out 1 in 4 shutout innings of work. 1-0 pitch. High and outside, 2 balls, no strikes. Hits are even at 6. Auburn leads 1-0. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Teams have had chances seemingly every inning today. 2-0. Inside, 3 balls, no strikes. The only 1-2-3 inning of the game was the bottom of the first when Alvarez retired the Chanticleers in order. And now a 3-0 count to Barango with 1 on and 1 out in the 6th. Here's the pitch. There's a strike. It's 3-1. Barango wasn't taking the bat off his shoulder there. Hitters count. Barango with 19 RBIs on the year. He has a hit today, 3-1. Missed the outside corner, and he was walking to first before the pitch got to the mitt. Walk by Fischer is his first allowed, his second free pass allowed in this inning. A hit batter and a walk, and 2 are on with 1 out. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Two on. Tying run at second. Go ahead run at first. 1 out. Wells Sykes, the center fielder, the batter. First pitch. Low, ball 1. And Control is trying to slip away from Fischer here in the 6th inning. Junior lefty from the stretch deals. Strike at the knees. It's 1-1. Came back to the inner half. Sykes has singled and flied to right. He singled to right to lead off last inning. The 1-1. Fouled straight back to the backstop. And Fischer is ahead in the count, 1-2. He got ahead of Dooley and struck him out. Fell behind Barango, walked him. Now he's ahead of Sykes, the number 9 hitter.
Cam Tilley has started to throw in the Auburn bullpen.
Here comes the crowd. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 2 on, 6th inning. Fischer looks to second, comes home. Way upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. 37 pitches for Fischer in this, his 2nd inning of relief. An inning and a third for Fischer. And now the 2-2 on the way. Just a little bit high. And the count is full to the number 9 hitter. A hit batter and a walk in the inning. Base hit. Very well could tie it. The 3-2 pitch. Here it is. Swung on and missed.
Off speed inside.
His ability to throw off-speed pitches in fastball counts has been clutch the last 2 innings. 2 away. And now back to the top of the order and Caden Bodine. Can Auburn strand a couple more? Coastal Carolina stranded 7 runners in the last 3 innings.
Turns around to bat right-handed against the lefty Fischer.
First pitch. Outside, 1 ball, no strikes. A single in the 5th. On the first pitch that he saw. He was the first guy to face Fischer last inning. 1-0. Popped up. On the infield right side, McMurray puts his arms out. He makes the catch, and the inning is over.
Man.
Tell you what, that's some nifty, nimble moving by Fischer.
Some high drama, too.
It sure is. Yeah. Well, No runs, no hits. Couple of free base runners, and they stay planted. No errors, 2 left. And we're through 6. It's still Auburn 1, Coastal Carolina nothing. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Football season is coming soon.
Wide open, Cam Coleman, touchdown Auburn!
The Tigers return Friday, August 29th at Baylor.
Oh, in a second, he goes down. Oh, he got blindsided by Keldrick. Ball. Reed in trouble. Reed goes down. DeMarcus Riddick.
This is your exclusive home for Auburn football, the Auburn Sports Network.
You sit in traffic now, but later, there's a nice cold reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. You've earned this rich golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste. Because you know, all your patience is paid out in gold. You remain calm through honks, bumper to bumper, and people yelling. Come on, move! You are a fighter, and Modelo is your reward. Modelo, the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port, Chicago, Illinois.
One to nothing Auburn. So we go to the 7th. Hope these 60-second breaks are enough for you to catch your breath because there's plenty of drama at the ballpark today. Jacob Morrison is out. A Pepper Tree pitching change for Coastal Carolina. He goes 6 and gives way to Hayden Johnson, number 18. Johnson, a lefty, a sophomore out of Myrtle Beach. 6'5", 215. 6'5", 215. Looks smaller after you get 6'8", and 255 out of there. Good numbers for Johnson, the lefty. 20 appearances. He's 4-0 with 1 save and a 3.34 ERA. 29 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 16 runs allowed, only 11 of those earned. He's walked 15 and struck out 43. More of a strikeout pitcher than Morrison. He's given up 4 homers. He's hit 6 batters. Teams are hitting .207 against Hayden Johnson. Morrison, 6 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, 106 pitches, 70 strikes. We turn it back over to the voice of the Tigers, Andy Burcham, for the final 3 innings.
Johnson, fastball, slider, and a curve. Fastball in the mid-90s, and he will get Rembert to lead it off in the Auburn 7th. Pitch on the way. Upstairs for strike 1.
It's the highest strike call, I think, today.
Rembert is 0 for 2 with a walk. Terrell and Irish to follow against the lefty Johnson. Here comes the pitch. Outside, a ball and a strike to Rembert. 1-0, Auburn leads it, top half of the 7th. Tigers trying to force a game 3 sometime tomorrow. Stretching the 1-1. Rembert fouled it off at the plate. A ball and 2 strikes.
That was the slider at 80.
Chris went 2 for 3 last night with an RBI. Auburn lost it 7-6 in 10 innings. Tigers lead 1-0 in the top of the 7th. 1-2 pitch to Rembert. Ground ball to the shortstop. 2 hops and Dooley to first for the out. Second time today that Rembert has hit it right at the shortstop, Ty Dooley. And here's Bub Terrell. Struck out the first 2 times up. Single through the right side in the 5th. Rembert talking to Ike Irish on his way back to the dugout. This is lefty on lefty. Johnson against Bub Terrell. Pitch in there for a strike. Outfield plays Bub to pull. I mean a lot. 0-1 pitch. Chopper foul over the top of the Chanticleer's dugout. 0-2 the count to Terrell.
That may tell you as much about how they're going to pitch Bub. He shouldn't look for anything on the outside corner with that alignment.
They keep that alignment in the outfield. Terrell behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Stretching the pitch. High with the fastball.
It's a pitch he struggled to lay off most of yesterday and the early part of today.
hitting .303 on the season. 9 homers, 41 runs batted in. The pitch. Right down the middle, and Bub knew it.
Yep, he was looking at it. He laid off the high fastball and then took the one right at the knees.
7 strikeouts today for Coastal Carolina pitching. The first for Johnson. 2 quickly gone for Auburn in the 7th, and here is Ike Irish. Walked in the first, singled in the 3rd, popped out with runners at first and second and 1 out in the Auburn 5th, popped out to the 3rd baseman. His first look at Hayden Johnson. Lefty off the stretch, the pitch. On the inside corner for strike 1. Irish leads Auburn with 19 homers. 58 runs batted in. Now the 0-1. Missed outside, a ball and a strike.
Feels appropriate to say again, Bodine is doing a tremendous job of framing pitches.
He's as good a catcher as we've seen all season long.
Agreed.
Maybe the best. Ball and a strike, the pitch. Irish takes a strike. 1-2. Ike didn't like that one either.
No, he thought that was low.
Bodine brought it up. Ike's a little irritated right now. Ooh. 1-2 pitch. High and deep to left, but foul. That was a bit of an angry swing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was. And it was off the very top corner of the War Eagle wall.
And Butch Thompson now out. And he's going to talk with a home plate umpire.
I think the umpire's talking to Ike. And there's no reason for him to do that. Now, you don't see, again, it's worth pointing out, you never see the head coach, you very rarely see the head coach come out and do this.
And Butch heads back to the dugout.
But Joe Burleson doesn't need to go back and forth with Ike.
It delays the 1-2 pitch coming up by Hayden Johnson to Ike Irish. Here it is. Outside, 2-2. Two outs and nobody on for Auburn. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the best hitter in the Auburn lineup. One of the best hitters you'll see this season. Anywhere. 2-2 the count to Ike Irish. Here comes the pitch. Ball 3 high and outside.
What do you throw him here?
I think you get slider here. And then you deal with McMurray if you need be. Stretch. 3-2 pitch. Here it is. He did throw the slider and he missed low.
Yep. That was significantly low, but boy, did Bodine make it look
he's good.
Much closer than it
All right.
was.
Here is Cooper McMurray. In his last 4 at-bats, he is 0 for 4, including a strikeout last night with 3 more strikeouts today. His first look, though, at Hayden Johnson with Ike Irish at first and 2 outs in the 7th. Here's the pitch. Strike on the outside corner.
Their pitch plan against him has been first pitch out and then a steady diet of inside until they can get to a put-away situation.
Irish gets his lead at first. 0-1 pitch to Cooper. Tried to go the opposite way, and he fouled it back, and he's quickly behind 0-2.
On a fastball in at 94.
The third baseman, Mitchell, is 50 feet off the bag at third base.
Throw the bat head out there with 2 strikes.
Irish with a lead at first, the 0-2 pitch. McMurray swings and misses. He has gone down 5 straight times on strikeouts. And the inning is over. No runs, no hits, no errors. A man left for Auburn. 7th inning stretch time at Plainsman Park. As Coastal Carolina comes to the platter. Auburn 1. The Chanticleers nothing. Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for the Plains. The Auburn University Regions Visa Debit Card and prepaid Regions Now card. They're a win for your wallet and a big war eagle, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tiger pride? Order your card now at regions.com/go Tigers. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Auburn Tigers.
This game recap is presented by Regions Bank. Regions is a proud partner of Auburn University and the official bank of the SEC.
1-0 Auburn. The lone run, a 2-out single to right by Chase Freilich in the top of the second that plated Eric Snow. Both teams have had multiple opportunities in this one. Coastal Carolina has stranded 10 against Andres Alvarez, and Cade Fischer. Auburn has stranded 9 against Jacob Morrison and Hayden Johnson. And it will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters here in the bottom of the 7th to face Fischer, who has thrown 41 pitches in his 2 innings of work. Sebastian Alexander will lead it off. 1 for 2 on the afternoon. He's been on base twice. First pitch, miss low, 1-0.
It's a final in Durham on the Yellowwood scoreboard. Duke finishes off Murray State 7-4. Blue Devils win game 1 of that Super Regional.
1-0. Outside 2-0. Fischer has worked in and out of trouble in both the 5th and the 6th. Now 2-0 to Alexander. Fair. Pass third, down into the corner. Alexander around first base on his way to second. Terrell gets the ball back in. It's the 11th double for Alexander.
5th inning in a row, they've got the leadoff man on base.
Second hit for Alexander today. And here's Blake Barthol. He is struck out, lined out, and grounded out. With the number 3 hitter, would Coastal Carolina consider the bunt with Barthol at the plate? He has 8 sacrifice bunts, so yes, they would.
They sure would.
They'll at least consider it. A leadoff double for Alexander. He's at second. Auburn with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th. This is a do-or-die game for your Tigers. Stretch the pitch. He shows bunt. Bunts it foul, third base side. He was up there to bunt back in the 5th. Then he fouled off the first 2 pitches and then struck out as he showed bunt again.
Yeah. And that started the momentum shift.
0-1 to Barthol. Alexander with his lead at second. Snow is in at third. The pitch. Barthol bunts it to Fischer. He throws to first for the out, and Alexander goes to third. 1 out in the inning.
9th sacrifice for Barthol.
And now here's Walker Mitchell.
Now you face the cleanup hitter where a fly ball would get the run home. They'll bring the corner infielders in all likelihood. Let's see.
Not out of the realm that Mitchell's up there to bunt, get the tying run home. He has 10 sacrifices this season. Alexander, all kinds of speed down at third. He has 27 stolen bases. He's at third with 1 out here in the 7th. 1 out. And the first pitch comes home to Mitchell. Infield in. Foul ball backing out of play. The sign comes from the head coach, Kevin Schnall, in the Coastal Carolina dugout. Alexander at third, 0-1 the count to Mitchell. Infield in for the Tigers. As Fischer comes set. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Slider on the outside corner. 0-2.
Keeping it away from the inner half. Last time they got an infield fly from him.
Infield remains in for an 0-2 pitch to Walker Mitchell. Here it is. Line drive into left field will tie the ball game. Terrell is over to get it. Alexander scores. We're tied at 1. On an 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch. Left it up.
Yeah, way too high. And in. They were trying to stay away from the inner half. Made him look silly on the first couple of pitches away. But they left it up and in, and he's the cleanup hitter for a reason. RBI number 42 for Mitchell.
And he's at first, and he is the potential go-ahead run for Coastal Carolina here in the 7th. Remember, Chanticleer is the home team today.
And finally, 5 straight innings of getting that leadoff man on base. Finally, they're able to pay it off.
Here's Colby Thorndike and a throw to first. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets, SeatGeek, the place to do it. SeatGeek, official ticketing partner of the Tigers. Expect the expected. SeatGeek. First pitch to Thorndike. Missed inside, almost hit him. He tried to get hit.
Yeah.
1 ball and no strikes. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. A leadoff double for Alexander. He scored on the single to left by Mitchell. Pitch. Thorndike pops it up. Into left. Terrell back. Sunglasses on. Now in. 2 outs. And here's Blajan Pato. One of the big heroes for the Chanticleers last night. Hit a pair of homers over the War Eagle wall and left. A solo homer and a 3-run bomb. And he bats now with 2 outs and a runner at first. He's been hit by the last 2 pitches that he has seen. A strikeout in the 2nd. Mitchell at first, 11 stolen bases in 14 attempts. And a throw over, and he's back. Can Auburn find a way to win today and force a game 3 tomorrow? A winner-take-all to head to Omaha. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. The pitch to Pato. Line drive, base hit to left. Mitchell holds up at second base. And here's Ty Dooley. Mitchell at second and Pato at first. A run home for the Chanticleers here in the bottom of the 7th to tie it. Cade Fischer in relief of Andreas Alvarez. Fischer comes set. Now the pitch to Dooley. Sweeps outside, ball 1.
53 pitches in relief for Fischer.
And Everett Tiefert out of the Auburn dugout. The 3 base hits in this inning have all been hit hard. The double by Alexander down the left field line, the single to left by Mitchell, and the single by Pato.
Cam Tilley in the bullpen for Auburn.
The single by Mitchell is the one that kind of stands out in this inning because with a runner at second, actually a runner at third, and an 0-2 pitch, he grooved one to Mitchell, who singled into left, and that tied the ball game. After a pop-up to left by Thorndike, Pato saw the first pitch, and he lined it in the left field. And now runners at first and second with 2 outs for Coastal Carolina and a 1-0 count to Ty Dooley. Fielder's choice in the 2nd. He singled the left in the 4th and struck out looking in the 6th. Lefty on lefty here. Fischer to Dooley. Stretch by Cade. And the 1-0. Fouled back.
A lot of reasons to keep this, that you want to keep this a tie ball game at this late stage, but Not the least of them being if they grab a lead. Lynch, their closer, only threw 10 pitches yesterday.
Right. He only pitched in the 10th.
Yep.
Now the 1-1. Popped up. Left side, foul ground. Is there room for Terrell? No, he runs out of room. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Landed about 8 rows deep into the stands down the left side. We're tied at 1 in the bottom of the 7th. Coastal Carolina won last night 7-6 in 10 innings. Mitchell from second and Pato from first. 1-2 pitch to Dooley from Fischer. Here it is. Missed outside. 2-2. This is a lefty on lefty battle. Auburn infield back with 2 outs in the inning. Outfield straight away with Dooley at the plate. Here's the pitch. Chopper right in front of the plate. Going to be a tough play. Fischer fields, throws, and it gets away. And here comes a run home for Coastal Carolina, and the Chanticleers take the lead. The throw to first got away from McMurray, and Mitchell came home to score. Is there any chance at all that Dooley was in the baseline going down the first base line?
That's what Auburn's going to argue. McMurray didn't automatically argue that. Freilich did, and now Butch Thompson is out.
It was a swinging bunt off the end of the bat. Back to Fischer. And as a lefty, he had to twirl and throw to first. And when he did, the throw was into the runner and McMurray. And Mitchell came home to score. Oh, my goodness gracious.
They're going to take a look.
Auburn has challenged the call of no runners laying going to first base. Plays under review.
Dooley was right down the first base line. He stepped on the green bag.
It just barely got onto the infield grass.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that actually hit the glove of Cooper McMurray. And if Cooper hangs on, he's out and the inning's over.
Yeah, it was just the throw got there so close to the same time.
Yeah, I don't think Auburn's going to get the call.
I don't think so either.
I think the error at first is going to give Coastal Carolina the lead. As the replay continues. Don't blame Auburn for the review here.
Now, the only chance that Auburn has, I think, here is if they say he was making a play for the white base. You can go to either. He was running right down the first base line.
Coastal Carolina has scored twice here in the bottom of the 7th to take the lead. Coastal hangs on. It heads to the World Series for the first time since it won the World Series in 2016. Auburn has to come from behind if this call stands to force a Game 3 tomorrow and would have 2 shots to do it. A leadoff double by Alexander, a sacrifice bunt by Barthol. On an 0-2 pitch, Walker Mitchell singled to left to tie the game. A pop-up to left by Thorndike. A single by Pato, first and second, and 2 outs. And then Dooley off the end of the bat, back to the pitcher. The throw to first glanced off the glove of McMurray. And Mitchell, running with 2 outs, scored from second on the play to give Coastal Carolina the lead. And here comes the call.
After review, the runner was running legally in the runner's lane. There is no runner's lane. Call's confirmed, runner's safe. Auburn has no challenges left.
And you hear the Coastal Carolina crowd expectantly giddy right now. 2-1. Chanticleers lead it. And Auburn's going to have to come from behind against the team that has not lost a game after the 6th inning this season. And that'll bring Everett Tiefert out. Ambush is coming to Columbus, Georgia. Mark your calendars for Monday, June 23rd. Join the Auburn family for an unforgettable evening at Green Island Country Club from 5:30 until 8:15 Eastern. Special guests include offensive or defensive coordinator DJ Durkin, offensive coordinator Derek Nix, head basketball coach, women's coach Larry Vickers, and associate head coach Stephen Pearl. Want the VIP treatment? We've got it. Head to alumni.auburn.edu to grab your tickets and look for your spot at Ambush Columbus. War Eagle, we'll see you there. 2 runs home for Coastal Carolina in the inning as Auburn makes a Ford F-150 call to the bullpen.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Sophomore Cam Tilley is on for Auburn, 6'2", 207, Newburgh, Indiana, right-hander. He is making his 19th appearance, his 13th in relief. He's 3-3 with a 5.48 earned run average, 46 innings, 33 hits, 29 runs, 28 of them earned, 28 walks, 58 strikeouts. Opposition is hitting .202 against Cam Tilley. 6 straight starts for Tilley the last 4 weeks of the regular season. Started the SEC tournament game and opened the regional against Central Connecticut, win just an inning in that matchup. But now coming out of the bullpen, Cade Fischer, 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1, hit 1, struck out 4. 57 pitches for Fischer, 35 strikes. He gives way to Cam Tilley with runners at the corners and 2 outs and 2 in, most importantly, here in the 7th inning. Auburn trails for the first time today, 2-1.
An unearned run right now, the difference in this one. The error is charged to McMurray.
Coastal Carolina has stranded 10 to this point. Auburn has left 9 on base. Both these teams their pitchers have wriggled off the hook multiple times. And the difference in the game is a throwing error on a bang-bang play at first on a swinging bunt.
And here's Ty Barango with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Important to get out of this inning, keep it a 1-run game now. Because in all likelihood, we will see the closer at some point for Coastal Carolina. Will we see him here in the 8th inning? It's a 2-1 lead right now. Runners at the corners. Barango on the day, 1-4-2. As Cam Tilley, the right-hander, comes set. And the pitch. Missed upstairs. Runner Dooley bluffed but did not go. 1-0 the count to Barango. The stretch. And the 1-0 pitch from Tilley. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Auburn will have to come from behind to continue its season. 2-0 pitch to Barango. Ball 3.
Tilley got a save in his last relief start. That was on April 22nd against Georgia Tech.
Barango is batting .241. He's ahead in the count, 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch. Runner goes. Ball 4 to the backstop, but the runner at third stays, and the bases are loaded as Tilley walks Barango on 4 pitches.
When 3 of the 4 weren't really that close.
Nope. And here's Wells Sykes. Coastal Carolina fans are snipping a big inning right here. They've scored twice to take the lead. Bases are loaded with 2 outs. And that's the Coastal Carolina crowd you hear. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Wells Sykes at the plate. He is 1 for 3 with a strikeout. Here's Everett Tiefer. And that's it. Tilly will face one batter. Tilly walked Barango on 4 pitches.
Parker Carlson is down there, and Auburn just can't. You can't mess around. 3 of the 4 pitches weren't close. And we have seen Tilly, for as good as his stuff is and how bright his future is, sometimes one bad at bat can lead to another. And so they quickly go to Parker Carlson.
As Auburn makes a Yellowwood call to the bullpen.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Parker Carlson is on for Auburn. The senior from Mobile, 6'2", 192 pounds. Right-hander is 3-1 this year with an earned run average of 4 even. 16 appearances, 27 innings. 21 hits, 12 earned runs, 5 walks, 29 strikeouts. Team's batting .214 against Parker Carlson. Nobody has pitched more for Auburn in the last 2 years. 39 appearances now for Carlson over the last 2 seasons. Last time we saw him, regional opener against Central Connecticut. He gave up a run on 3 hits in 2 innings. He's gone 2 innings in his last 2 outings against Ole Miss and Central Connecticut. Cam Tilly faced 1 batter, Barango, threw 4 pitches, walked him. And so Carlson faces the number 9 hitter Sykes with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Sykes is 1 for 6 in the regional, the super regional. Looking to the Auburn 8th inning. Steele, Snow, and Carter. As Parker Carlson was warming up on the hill, Hayden Johnson popped out of the dugout to throw for Coastal Carolina. I guess we'll see him to start the 8th inning.
Yeah, with regards to their closer, Lynch, only 10 pitches last night, but it was 1 o'clock in the morning. A pretty quick turnaround. But I would expect to see him at least in the 9th.
With a trip to Omaha
right.
On the line?
At least in the 9th, if not the 8th at some point.
Important right here for Auburn to get out of this inning without any further damage. An RBI single by Mitchell to tie the game, and he scored from second on a fielding or an error by McMurray at first. And now Wells Sykes bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the 7th. Tigers desperately trying to keep this a 1-run game.
And this could be the most pivotal at bat of the weekend.
Stretch by Carlson and the pitch to Sykes. Hit him. And a run comes home, and it's a 3-1 lead. And now you get to the top of the order.
The last 3 batters, error, walk, hit batter.
My goodness gracious.
And 4 straight have reached after 2 are out.
Yeah, that error took place with 2 outs and the game tied.
Yeah.
Now 3-1. And top of the order, here's Bodine, the 9th man to bat. The pitch, he fouls it off. Ninth man to bat in the inning, and it all started with a double by Alexander, who came home to tie it. Carlson off the stretch. 0-1 pitch to Bodine. Here it is. Fly ball into center. Carter is there, but damage is done. 3 runs on 3 hits, an Auburn error, and the bases left loaded. We go to the 8th. run or work to do for the Tigers. Coastal Carolina 3, Auburn 1. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
The Gooch Performing Arts Center at Auburn University is Alabama's premier destination for the arts, bringing you the very best of Broadway, dance, music, and more. Learn more about upcoming performances and see the calendar of events online at goochcenter.auburn.edu. That's GOGUE center.auburn.edu, or call the box office 334-844-TIXS.
Hip pain is not to be taken lightly. It could be a sign of hip impingement. If pain, stiffness, or limping persists, see a hip specialist at the orthopedic clinic. Treatment includes non-surgical options, but if surgery is needed, minimally invasive arthroscopic hip surgery is only available locally at the orthopedic clinic. Don't wait. Schedule an examination today. Call for an appointment 334-749-8303 or visit theorthoclinic.com.
Three-run bottom of the seventh, and the Chanticleers have a 3-1 lead at Auburn. They're 6 outs away from their second ever trip to Omaha. And a sweep of Auburn in the first ever Super Regional here at Plainsman Park. And they're having a good time. Talking about the Coastal Carolina fans down to our right. Auburn's comeback starts with Lucas Steele here in the 8th against the lefty Hayden Johnson, who threw 18 pitches to get out of any trouble in the 7th. Steele is 1 for 3 on the day. He bats right-handed against the lefty Johnson. Snow and Carter to follow in the Auburn 8th inning. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Steele takes the strike.
I want to go up there with a home run mentality. Just go up looking to get on base.
Tigers trail by 2 here in the top of the 8th. Stretch in the pitch. Swing and a miss at the slider. 0-2 quickly to Lucas Steele. Lucas 2 for 8 in the tournament. He's behind quickly. No balls and 2 strikes to Johnson. The lefty fires. And misses down and appeal to first. He didn't go. Thank you. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Steele, Snow, and Carter. Anybody gets on Fralick. Trying to come from behind. Auburn down 2. Ball got away out in the left field area. Not sure where it got away from, but the left fielder Alexander retrieves it. He got things started in the bottom of the 7th with a double and came home with the tying run. Coastal Carolina added 2 more on top of that. Here's the stretch. Here's the 1-2. Up the right side, a curving foul, long run for Pato. He runs out of room as it glances off the screen. And Steele stays alive, a ball and 2 strikes.
Looking down in that Auburn dugout, Eric Guevara has a batting helmet on and is pacing around.
1 ball and 2 strikes to the switch-hitting Lucas Steele. Stretch in the pitch. Miss low. Bodine tried to bring it up. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, he did bring it up. He just didn't get the call. Hayden Johnson comes set. Here is the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Got him with the slider. 3 strikeouts now for Johnson since coming on in the 7th. And here's Eric Snow. Walked and scored Auburn's only run in the 2nd. Flied to right in the 4th. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 6th. 1 out, nobody on for Auburn in the 8th. The stretch in the pitch. High and away, ball 1. Auburn is the visiting squad. Down by 2 in the top of the 8th. 1 out, the 1-0. Line drive, base hit to right by Eric Snow. His 3rd hit of the Super Regional. And that brings the potential tying run to the plate for Auburn. Here's Bristol Carter.
That's the approach. If they're going to pitch away, if you can't get the slider or the fastball in, then take it the other way. Excellent approach by Snow.
If Guevara does bat in this inning, we would think it'd be for Fabian. My guess is Auburn would go to Klepsch to play defense.
Yep.
But let's see if Auburn gets to that point. Here's Bristol Carter with a runner at first and one out. The pitch. Down in the dirt and blocked expertly by Caden Bodine. Not that he needed it, but he's made a believer of us. And that'll bring the pitching coach, Matt Williams, out.
Might it be Lynch time? I can't tell what's happening in the
we cannot
bullpen.
see anybody throwing out there. That's just blocked from our view.
Just a talk and a reset maybe here for Johnson.
He fell behind Snow 1-0, and Eric then singled to right. He's fallen behind Carter here 1-0. Auburn trails 3-1. A pair of unearned runs, the difference in this ball game right now.
The other SEC teams, only 3 other SEC teams made a super regional. They're in action now. LSU leads West Virginia 16-9 in the 9th inning in Baton Rouge. And in the 3rd in Fayetteville, Arkansas has scored first to lead Tennessee 1-0 on the Yellowwood scoreboard.
1 ball and no strikes to Bristol Carter with Freilich waiting on deck. 3-1 is the score. Carter's had a good day. He's 2 for 3. Right-hander waits for the lefty. Here's the pitch. Strike. Inside corner, a ball and a strike to Carter.
Carter just a sophomore. A lot to be excited about for him in the future. Big spot in this game.
Stretch. Here's the pitch. Fouled it back. Elevated a fastball, and Bristol fouled it back.
2 strikes after the reset visit to the mound.
Eric Snow at first. 2 outs in the Auburn 8th. Tigers now trail 3-1 after leading all day long. Here's the stretch by Johnson to the pitch. Again, elevated a fastball, and Carter fouled it back.
Now, he got Steele on a slider. That would sure seem to be the setup after a fastball high like that.
2 straight fastballs up.
Uh-huh.
Carter's raised his average 10 spots today to 245. Snow gets his lead at first. He's there with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Carter, another fastball. Well, actually, that was the change, and he fouled it out of play. Boy, if that was a slider, it didn't do a whole lot, did it?
No, it did not.
Snow at first, 1 out, top of the 8th. Tigers trail 3-1. The pitch. Got him swinging with a fastball. Elevated a fastball and got him. Actually, that wasn't the fastball.
No, that was off speed, and it looked like the fastball up and away, though. Carter couldn't catch up.
That's 4 strikeouts now for Johnson. 4 of his 5 outs are strikeouts.
Yep.
And here's Chase Freilich with 2 outs and a runner at first.
This was the spot he was in the 2nd inning.
He singled to right. It scored Auburn's only run, and it was Snow who's at first base. Now the Tigers trail 3-1. There's the stretch in the pitch. Strike call, 0-1. A 1-out single for Snow. He's at first now with 2 down. Fabian on deck for Auburn. Down 3-1 in the top of the 8th. Here's the 0-1. Missed inside. 1-1 the count. Snow gets his lead at first. 1-1 pitch to Freilich. High, ball 2.
Fabian's got the bat on deck. Guevara's got a bat and a helmet in the dugout, though. If Chase were to reach, Probably see Guevara.
2-1 to count the Freilich, the pitch. Fouled it off. 2-2. Johnson has struck out 4 of the 5 outs that he has recorded. He's 2-2 the count now to Chase Freilich. Two and two the count, the pitch to Freilich. He reaches out and fouls it back. Just stays alive.
A 94-mile-an-hour fastball, outer half.
Two outs and a runner at first for Coastal Carolina, leading Auburn 3-1 in the top of the 8th. A must-win situation for the Tigers. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Freilich on the way. Got it, swinging. Johnson strikes out the side. No runs to hit, no errors. A man left for Auburn. To the bottom of the 8th, Coastal Carolina 3, Auburn 1, as Auburn baseball continues in a moment.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
If your day sounds like,
we need the report ASAP,
you deserve Modelo. If you've persevered through, you deserve this rich golden lager with a crisp but refreshing taste. Or if you overcame,
2 more reps, 2 more.
you deserve this ice-cold reward. Modelo, the Remarkable Fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Port, Chicago, Illinois.
This is Auburn baseball in the Super Regionals at Plainsman Park. Now back to the Tigers and Chanticleers.
2, 3, and 4 hitters for Coastal Carolina in the bottom of the 8th. Coastal leads Auburn 3-1. A single to left by Mitchell scored the tying run. With 2 outs, though, Blajan Pato hit a swinging bunt back to Fischer, the pitcher. His throw to first glanced off the glove of Cooper McMurray. It allowed Mitchell to score from second with the go-ahead run. Then a 4-pitch walk to Barango, and then with the bases loaded, a hit batter. And that's how Coastal Carolina has the lead as the Chanticleers come to the plate in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Keep it a 2-run game and get some of your best hitters coming up in the 9th inning. That's Auburn right now. Here's Sebastian Alexander. He's been on base 3 times today, a couple singles and a walk. He led off the 7th, actually, with a double and came home to score. He faces Parker Carlson. The right-hander stretches and pitches. Alexander takes an inside for ball 1. Stretch by Parker. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Alexander on the way. High and deep into left. Terrell goes back. He looks up. It's off the wall. Terrell makes the catch. Throw comes back in. And Alexander, as he did in the 7th, leads off the 8th with a double. 12th of the year. And now here's Barthol, who bunted his last time. Got Alexander to third. He came home to score. As the head coach, Kevin Schnall, calls a timeout to talk it over with the runner, Alexander, the 2 base coaches, and Blake Barthol. Coastal Carolina looks for insurance here in the bottom of the 8th, leading Auburn 3-1. For Auburn in the 9th. It will be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. The scheduled 3, Fabian, then Rembert and Terrell. Auburn desperately trying to keep it a 2-run game. Timeout continues. Home plate umpire allows it. And now it breaks out. Coastal Carolina has now out-hit Auburn today 10-7. They played errorless baseball. And an error in the 7th, the difference in this ball game right now. Allowed 2 unearned runs to score, and now Everett Tiefert is out of the Auburn dugout. Auburn pitching coach to the hill with the entire infield. And after the timeout called by the Coastal Carolina offense, Auburn will make yet another F-150, Ford F-150 call to the bullpen.
Strike out ants, termites, and other pests with a call to Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and superior termite control system keep your home safe and are backed by a 110% satisfaction guarantee. As the weather gets warmer, your spring cleaning isn't done until you call the official pest control partner of the Auburn Tigers, Cook's Pest Control.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
This is John Armstrong, a senior from Marietta, 6 feet, 220 pounds. He's hoping that it is not his final appearance in an Auburn jersey. He's trying to limit Coastal Carolina and keep this game at a 3-1 deficit for Auburn. Armstrong, 17 appearances, 2-1 with a 6.05 ERA, 19 and a third innings, 29 hits, 16 runs, 13 earned, 7 walks, 25 strikeouts, 3 doubles, 2 homers, and teams are hitting .349 this year off of John Armstrong. His last outing came against Ole Miss, gave up a run, 1 earned run, 2 runs overall on 1 hit. Did not record an out. Pitched 3 times in the month of May. His best outing came against Tennessee. No runs on a hit and an inning and 2/3 against the Volunteers. Armstrong in his Auburn career, 77. This is his 78th appearance. An integral part all 4 years of his Auburn career. And now he's on with a runner at second and nobody out in the 8th inning.
As he comes on to warm up, Dylan Watts starts to throw in the Auburn pen.
Parker Carlson, 1/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 hit batter. 5 pitches, 3 strikes. Carlson, another guy who's hoping to have another chance to pitch for Auburn, but Tigers got to hold them where they are and hope for some ninth inning magic.
It will take a heroic comeback to force a game 3 tomorrow. Blake Barthol at the plate is 0 for 3. After a leadoff double by Alexander in the 7th, he bunted him to 3rd. Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't do the same thing here. Snow comes up a couple steps on the grass at third base. Stretched by John Armstrong in the pitch. He didn't show bunt, took it low. Walker Mitchell tied it up in the 7th with a single. He's on deck for the Chanticleers. Armstrong the stretch. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Barthol. Ball too low. A leadoff single for Sebastian Alexander. He's at second. Barthol, leading home run hitter for Coastal Carolina. He has 12. And he awaits a 2-0 pitch from John Armstrong, who comes set. Here it is. Strike. Floated one in there. 2-1.
Snow still playing in on the grass.
2 balls and a strike to Barthol. Alexander with the lead at second. The pitch. He drives one into deep center field. Back goes Bristol Carter. He's there to make the catch. Alexander tags at second, and he goes to third. Barthol hit it to the edge of the warning track in center. 1 out on a runner at third, and here's Walker Mitchell.
Infield will come in for Auburn here. And Mitchell's going to try to do the same thing Barthol did there. Get underneath it, lift it to the outfield.
Everybody up for Auburn. Alexander at third, 1 out. Armstrong off the stretch. Pitch to Mitchell. Strike called on the outside corner. Boy, throw that one there again. I'm not sure even if he hits it, he can do much with it.
Right.
Here's the 0-1 to Mitchell. Line drive into left. Bub Terrell back. It's over his head. Off the wall, and Alexander scores. 4-1, Coastal Carolina.
2 innings in a row that Alexander doubles to lead off the inning, and then 2 batters later, Mitchell brings him home. He was going to score anyway from third, but Terrell kind of misjudged the flight of that ball. It was over his head and off the base of the wall and left.
4-1 now the lead. And here's Colby Thorndike, a runner first with 1 out. 4-1 Coastal Carolina on top. Stretching the pitch. Fouled it off at the plate. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Auburn Sports Network. Four-win Chanticleer. 4-1 Chanticleer's lead it. Here's the 0-1. Thorndike lifts it up the left side. That'll get out of play. 0-2 the count. Coastal Carolina fans feeling pretty good about themselves right now. Their ball club leads 4-1, and Auburn will have the top of the ninth to try and come back down by 3. Mitchell with his lead at first. The pitch. Ground ball could be 2. Fabian to the bag and to first. It's a double play. But an enormous insurance run home for Coastal Carolina. A run on 2 hits. No errors and no one left, and we are set up for the ninth. Auburn trails Coastal Carolina in a must-win situation. Coastal Carolina 4, Auburn 1. This is the Auburn Sports Network.
Where were you when this happened?
Denver Jones up the floor. Auburn's ball. Denver drives, going down, puts it up. He didn't get it. Tap up by Brooks. It's good. 1.2 seconds. Inbound Jones from behind midcourt for the win. Yeah, good. Auburn won it. Auburn won it. Holy cow.
Don't miss the next heart-pounding moment on the Auburn Sports Network.
Children's of Alabama is excited to partner with Auburn Baseball because at Auburn, it's about making a difference on and off the field. The team is thrilled to introduce Hits and Sits, where all proceeds will benefit Children's of Alabama. Step up to the plate and sponsor a home game. You can sign up by visiting bc5foundation.org. Choose a game and a strikeout or a hit. It will be echoed beyond Plainsman Park into the lives of families at Children's of Alabama. Sign up today at bc5foundation.org. War Eagle.
Auburn could be down to his final 3 outs of the season. We move to the top of the ninth. Coastal Carolina has scored all 4 of its runs in the 7th and the 8th innings and lead Auburn 4-1. And Eric Guevara grabs the bat. He will lead off the Auburn 9th inning. Injured his knee last weekend in the regional. Has not played since. And this may be all that Eric can do. And it may just be 1 at bat for Auburn. batting .325, 5 homers and 29 runs batted in. He pinch hits for Derek Fabian, who was 0 for 3 on the day. It will be Gabar, then the top of the Auburn order, down 4-1 here in the 9th inning. Hayden Johnson has been spectacular for Coastal Carolina with 5 strikeouts. The pitch on the way to Guevara. Misses low, ball 1. Tigers got to get some base runners. Down by 3. 1-0 pitch. Ball 2. And that'll bring a visit from Caden Bodine. Although we can't see, gotta believe that the closer is out there in Ryan Lynch. He worked out of trouble in the bottom of the 10th last night to pick up his 8th save, but it was the only inning in which he pitched. And he is warming up in the pen. 2 balls and no strikes to Guevara. Then Rembert and Terrell, a sophomore and 2 freshmen, trying to keep this season alive for Auburn at the start of this top of the 9th, the 2-0. Strike. 2-1 the count to Guevara. Injured his knee going from first to home on a double to right by Ike Irish in the regional last weekend. Now the 2-1 to Eric. Ball 3 high. Stretch, the 3-1. Strike 2 to Guevara, up 3 balls and 2 strikes. Auburn has put the leadoff man on just once today. That was a leadoff single by Lucas Steele in the 6th. Now a 3-2 pitch to Guevara. Here it is. Fouled it back. Good cut by Eric. His left knee pretty wrapped. Don't know if he's wearing a brace, but well, it looks like that knee is wrapped up. It's the same knee that he tore in fall ball over a year ago. A 3-2 pitch coming up to Guevara, leading off the Auburn 9th. Here it is. Line drive down the right field line. Base hit! Guevara jogs to first. He's aboard with a pinch single and likely will now come out for Auburn. The Tigers will send in a pinch runner. Well, Guevara did his job, didn't he? The Tigers bring Addison Klepsch to come in and run for Guevara. And Klepsch, if Auburn is able to come back and tie it or take the lead, would stay in and play on the infield for Auburn. And now Rembert to the plate. A leadoff single for Guevara. Klepsch now running for him. And here's Rembert. 0 for 3 on the night. 3 groundouts the day, I should say, to Rembert. Johnson, the stretch and the pitch. On the outside corner for strike 1. Rembert has grounded out 3 times to the left of the infield today. He's also walked. A leadoff single and a pinch hit duty for Guevara. Klepsch now running for him. Stretch in the pitch. High, ball 1. Four to 1. Coastal Carolina leads Auburn, top half of the 9th. 1-1 pitch. Rembert to the first baseman, throws to second for 1. To first, not in time to get Rembert. 1 out in the 9th. Good job by the first baseman, Thorndike, to get that lead runner down at second base. And here's Bub Terrell. Bub is 1 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. He struck out looking against Johnson back in the 7th. Irish in the on-deck circle for Auburn. Rembert with a lead at first, the pitch. High and outside. 4-1, Coastal Carolina leads it. We're in the top of the ninth. 1 out and a runner at first for Auburn. Stretch. 1-0 pitch to Bub. Inside, ball 2. Boy, didn't miss by much. Rembert gets his lead at first. He's there with 1 out. 2-0 pitch. Strike call to Terrell. 2 balls and a strike to the Auburn left fielder. 3 in the 7th for Coastal Carolina. 2 of those unearned. Another run in the 4th. In the 8th. Their 4th run of the game. They lead Auburn 4-1. 2-1 pitch to Terrell. Lifts it out of play off the left side. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Bub is 1 for 8 in this Super Regional. Rembert gets his lead at first as Johnson comes set. Here's the 2-2. Terrell jammed. He pops it into shallow right. Right fielder is there. Pago underneath this one. Makes the catch. 2 down. And here comes Ike Irish. With 2 down in the top of the 9th in what could be the final at bat in his Auburn career. Walked in the 1st, singled in the 3rd, popped up to 3rd in the 5th, and walked in the 7th. Just trying to keep this inning alive with 2 outs. And Rembert at first base for Auburn, trailing 4-1. Stretch in the pitch. Almost hit him, missed inside 1-0. McMurray on deck. Johnson comes set. And the pitch. Strike call to Irish. 1-1 the count. Auburn down to its potential final out of the season. It's Ike Irish at the platter. 1-1 the count, the pitch. Chopper to the 3rd baseman. He fields. He throws to first, and Coastal Carolina is heading to the College World Series. For the 2nd time in the history of the program, Coastal Carolina wins a Super Regional.